280, 275. They've got some big guys on this team. That's the one thing that Humboldt has really had over Neodesha and Fredonia is they've dominated the trenches in those games. I'm anxious to see if Eureka has a little bit of size, what that will do to Humboldt, if that will slow down the Humboldt offense at all.
Yeah, and speaking of rebuilding, hey, we were talking last week, the stadium in Eureka, we weren't thinking it was going to even be ready. We didn't know anything about it.
Next week? Is that right?
Yeah, it'll be next week. It'll be homecoming.
That'd be nice.
We were on our way back and scrolling through my Facebook and everything, and next thing you know, that just happened to pop up on there, and it said that the community came together and they all have been helping out and everything. So I think that's really cool of the community and everything like that. Yeah. So they will be having their homecoming game in Eureka next week. So.
And no disrespect to Iola, it's awesome of them to let these two teams use this facility, but I would rather either be playing on the turf in Humboldt or be playing on a brand new field, quote unquote brand new field in Eureka, especially with the fact that it's been raining all afternoon. This isn't the nicest, I don't want to say it's not a nice field, it's a good facility, it's just old. The field's not the smoothest in the world. I played middle school football here. That was 15 years ago.
Yep.
It's not the smoothest field in the world. It's seen its number of football games. But we are going to go ahead and have the national anthem. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM.
We love the football pictures. We say for the future of American manufacturing. We hope America came to the future. Welcome to allowing the principles to work around the neighborhood. That's why VW Trailer Pictures are still made in Humboldt. Strong, consistent, and trusted VW products are manufactured in a state-of-the-art facility. It offers a skilled workforce and craftsmen. That's the new Trailer Pictures. And many of which you can rely on full uncompromised and leadership. That's why we place it on the U.S. light steel that sent in the safe and durable American products. VW Trailer Pictures, proudly made in Humboldt, Kansas. Go, Fred.
The Monarch Steveling Company has been committed to quality and excellence for more than 100 years. The employees of Monarch have worked hard to produce the highest quality cement for its customers. We don't stop at just making the highest quality cement. The Monarch family of companies extends into the realm of ready-mix concrete products, and sundry building materials. Monarch employees share a commitment to quality essential in meeting the varied applications of their customers. Monarch Steveling Company, dedicated to quality and craftsmanship for over a century.
Hi, this is Ryan Baker, State Farm Agent Schmidt. I believe it's important to protect your family in the event of any emergency. Pretty soon today in downtown Schmidt, at 205 East Main, let me protect your family with auto, home, and life health insurance, as well as protect your family's financial future. Come say hi to downtown office at Schmidt, that's those like 2-0-4-2-6-0. My grandpa started small, real small. Back then, we didn't have much to start with. It was the land of the mule, a silent scene that he made everywhere. I thought that with the each innovation thing. It all started.
In Army, everything starts with a seed. At Community National Bank of Trust, we've got to get started. Take 5 and do it, and take 5 and help it do it. Home Community National Bank of Trust near you at mybankcmb.com. Remember, FDIC, equal housing later.
Let's get back to the game on your own from the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola as we are about, well, the clock is gone off of the scoreboard, so we will be kicking off any minute now, and I do want to apologize trying to rush to that commercial break. I wasn't paying attention to the clock, and I knew they were going to the national anthem, and I tried to rush that real quick. My apologies there. But looks like Eureka, or Humboldt won the toss. They deferred. So Eureka will receive. And same, Humboldt has won the toss all 3 games this year.
Yep.
A little bit of confusion there week 1 against Neodesha where Humboldt received the kickoff both halves. But they've won the toss so far all 3 games this season. It looks like that'll be Haviland set to kick it off for the Cubs.
Seeing the size of these players, Brett, they got a pretty good matchup, I'd say.
Yeah, this is by far, the size-wise, the biggest team Humboldt's played so far this season. Haviland's got it teed up. Everybody's ready to go, and we're off. And it's a low, squibbing kick, and Eureka smartly covers it and goes immediately to the ground, and they will take over at the 32-yard line. 2 seconds running off the clock. I guess they're going to place that at the 33-yard line. And be patient with me because Eureka has red jerseys with blue numbers. Not the easiest thing to see. Quarterback gets the snap, looking to pass. A left-handed quarterback completes it to the right side, breaks a tackle, and he's got a lane. That's going to be a pickup of about 17 yards. And still trying to see the number on the quarterback. That'll be, let's say, 17 yards. And that'll put the ball at the Humboldt 49-yard line. Quarterback in the shotgun set, gives to the running back up the middle, and he's got 10 yards with ease. And that's going to be another Eureka first down. So 2 plays in, and Eureka averaging about 13 yards per play. Not the start that Humboldt was looking for. Looks like the quarterback's number 5, Cade Larkham. Right?
Man, I'm trying to see myself.
We're going to go with Larkham now. He's in the shotgun set. One running back there with him. He's going to look to throw. And now he's rolling out to his left side. He's going to run. And he's got room, and he'll pick up. Or I can pick up a number. Yeah, that is Larkham. Larkham, he'll pick up another first down for Eureka. So 3 plays, 3 first downs. And the Humboldt defense is on their heels. Another quick apology from me. I've been a little under the weather the last few days. Voice is a little scratchy, but I'm going to do my best.
First and 10 on the 23-yard line.
Larkham gives the tailback up the middle, and for the, well, he's got those feet still going. And a heck of a job by the running back for Eureka, and that's going to be another first down at what looked to be a gain of 3, maybe 4. It looked like, I'm going to say Hayden Mead on the carry that time. He picks up 11. That sets up a first and 10 from the 11-yard line. Eureka in the red zone. Give to the tailback on the right side. And finally going down, ball's on the ground, and Humboldt takes over just like that. As where the Humboldt defense looked like they couldn't do a single thing right. Just like that, they're going to take over possession of the football. However, they will be at their own 7-yard line.
Got 10:21 in the play clock.
Eureka, a great drive, taking up 1:39 and driving, about 70 yards down the field just to put it on the turf. And Humboldt will take over. Haviland in the shotgun set, 2 running backs in the backfield with them. Give to be to Coronado, and Coronado stuffed. And it looks like Coronado's actually going to lose a yard. So that'll set up a 2nd and 11 for the Cubs. Cubs getting the offensive play call in now. Haviland in the shotgun set. Coronado behind him. 2 receivers to each side. The fake to Coronado, and Haviland going to keep it himself. And he's got a lane on the right side, breaking 1 tackle and getting to about the 22-yard line before he's tackled, but that'll be enough for a Humboldt first down. Gets it to the 19, so that's a gain of 13.
And they're going to keep the play clock running.
Yeah, referee signaling he was tackled in bounds. Looked like he almost got to the boundary, but a good tackle by the safety for Eureka.
1st and 10 on the 22-yard line.
Haviland going to be in the shotgun set again. And it's going to be an option, this one to Coronado. And Coronado on the outside, and he'll be pushed out of bounds, and man, trips on the chains. And Coronado slow to get up. He does get up, but
I don't think
coaches
going to let him in on that one.
Yeah,
he was limping pretty good on that right
coaches
leg.
were a little upset as the player for Eureka a little extra push, and then the chain gang not really giving cushion. And usually you're taught to drop those chains and get out of the way, but chain gang just kind of stood their ground and let them fall. You don't see that very often, but a 4-yard pickup for Coronado. Snap to Haviland, and play action fake. Haviland going to keep it himself. He gets tripped up after a gain of about 3. So that'll set up a 3rd and about 4. Ball on the Humboldt 29-yard line. This will be a 3rd and 3, and I would suggest that this is 4-down territory. Humboldt not normally punting unless it's about 4th and 10 or longer. Haviland gets the snap and the give in the backfield, and Coronado going down. Excuse me, that's Cooper Jarrow. He goes down immediately, going to lose a yard, so that'll set up losing 2 yards. Almost they lost 3 yards. Yeah, they're okay. And that stick keeps moving further, further and further back. It's going to set up a 4th. We'll call it a long 4, and Humboldt going to go into the punting formation.
28-yard line. Let's see where they can get the ball.
So Haviland was back to punt, and Eureka doesn't like the fact that Haviland, who is the best athlete on the field on either side of the ball, was in punt formation. You probably see a lot of fake punts with Haviland back there this season. So with the timeout, we're going to keep things here. We took a long break with the national anthem, so we'll stay here. 4 minutes and 3 seconds into the first quarter. Eureka's offense, man, they were looking good.
Yeah, they were.
An unfortunate fumble because they were just driving right down Humboldt's throat. I know probably a lot of Humboldt fans. Coach was a little worrisome there. I know up here, a little concerned how easily Eureka moving the football. And then on the other side of it, on Humboldt's offense out there, they've got a couple of big runs, but if it's not a big run, it's been a negative run. That's not what you want to see. You know, a unique stadium here in Iola, an old school stadium where all the fans are on one side. There is a tiny set of bleachers on the far side, but
usually the students
nobody
sit over there. There ain't nobody over there.
Nobody's sitting there, so everybody on one side, kind of similar to Parsons if you've ever been there. Haviland back out on the field in punting formation. Ooh, high snap. He brings it in.
Flag on the play.
Punt very, very high. And Eureka players trying to get out of the way, and Humboldt smartly falling on that one. There's a flag. Penalty is going to be on Humboldt, and with that short punt, they would be smart to take the yards after the end of the kick. Too many men on the field. Yeah, penalties declined. So we'll just take the spot of the ball. So it'll be Eureka football at the Humboldt 46-yard line with 7:47 left to go in the first quarter.
Eureka has a total of 42 players this year.
Good numbers, especially for a Eureka team.
You guys want to catch us on the live stream, it's kkoy.com.
So Larkham in the shotgun set, gives to his tailback. And this is the best look I'll ever get in a number. That's number 23, Brennan Lowe. Lowe going to pick up about 4 on that one, so that'll set up a 2nd and 6 for the Tornadoes. Larkham getting the call from his head coach, Jason Nichols. Eureka going to go into a shotgun set. Tailback to his right side. 3 receivers to the right side. And,
offsides.
And that's going to be a false start as the receiver on the far side went early as well. That should be a false start. Oh, they're going to call offsides on the defense. And, yeah, Coach Wyrick on the far side is going nuts, as he should be. The wide receiver on the far side went early. If an offensive player moves, it's on the offense. That's a missed call there by the officials. So that'll set up a 2nd and long 1 for Eureka. Same formation, 3 receivers to the right side. Larkham rolling out to that side. And this will be complete to his receiver. He's got room. And Haviland almost.
Yeah, flags flying everywhere.
Yeah, and we've almost got a near fight over here. And White Hat's saying, hey, let it go, let it go. But, yeah, there's penalty flags on the far side. Look like an illegal block by Eureka.
By the look of it so far, man, it looks like Eureka's got some pretty good hands.
You got a hold on Eureka. So the flag looks like it's at about the 11-yard line. Should bring it back 10 yards from the spot. So it'll still be a first down after the big play. So it'll be at 1st and 10 from the Humboldt 23-yard line. Down to 6:52 here left in the first quarter. Snap to Larkham. And going up the middle was the tailback Low, and he picks up about 2. So that'll set up a 2nd and 8 for the Tornadoes.
Second and 8, 21-yard line, 6:24 still playing on the play clock. Eureka taking every second of that huddle.
Yeah, and Eureka, man, their offense is just moving. Larkham is shotgun set, 2 backs behind him. He's looking to pass, rolling to his left, and he's going to go to the end zone. Receiver wide open, and it's caught for a Eureka Tornado touchdown with 6 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Zach Hare, the 6', 200-pound receiver, he's listed as a running back, but he was lined up at receiver. He was wide open as he got behind Cooper Jaro in the back of the end zone.
See, exactly like we were talking about when we first came on, man. It's going to be, this is the best team that Humboldt's played so far.
Eureka looks good so far. I mean, Eureka going to go for the 2-point conversion.
They haven't had this kind of,
Larkham going to go under center, give to his tailback. And
he's in.
Low will get in. It was close, but he was able to reach the ball over. So it's 8-0 Eureka with 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub Football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Finance plans are now available at Eastside Tire in Humboldt. Over 90% of applicants will be approved for financing when you purchase goods or services from your friends at Eastside Tire. The approval process takes less than 30 minutes and you can be approved up to $5,000. At Eastside Tire, we're here when you need a little help with that big purchase. For all your tire, alignment, brake, and front-end repair needs on vehicles large and small, contact Eastside Tire in Humboldt and ask about our new financing options. Let's get back to the game on your own from the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola as the Eureka Tornadoes are dominating the Humboldt Cubs, and I hate to say that, but I'm just going to call it like I see it right now. 6 minutes into this one, and the Eureka offense pretty much having their way, especially through the air, as the Humboldt secondary, just really no answer. Eureka set to kick it off. Left-footed kicker. And it's going to be fielded open. The ball's on the ground. And it's Cooper Jaro, and he'll bring that one back to about the 34-yard line. So pretty decent field position for the Cubs.
Looks like they're going to put it on the 40-yard line. Oh, 33. Never mind.
We're going to move it back to about the 33. So Cubs offense going to come out and see if they can answer Eureka, as Haviland will go in the shotgun set. 3 running backs in the backfield with them. Give will be to Coronado, and Coronado stuffed at first but able to get out of it. Now Coronado trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he will, and we'll see where they spot him. It'll end up being about a gain of, we'll say, a half a yard just to be generous. But Coronado looked to initially be stuffed for about a 1-yard loss and then able to get out. Like that had potential to be a very bad idea. It could have been a loss of 8 or 10.
I thought he was down there for a minute for a good time until I seen him start running backwards.
Yeah,
and there
thankfully
he goes.
able to get back to about the original line of scrimmage, pick up a gain of a yard maybe. So Haviland back in the shotgun set once again. Man in motion is Jaro, and
He's
he'll
clear.
he'll get it. And Jaro, man, I don't know what this penalty's called, but it's a bad call. The back judge standing with his heels on the 40-yard line just threw a flag that landed at the other 39. That's a 21-yard throw with a penalty flag. If you're throwing a flag 21 yards, you're not doing your job and watching where you're supposed to be watching. That's all I'm saying.
He put it on the Cubs, so let's see what they...
I don't care what the call is. There's 5 officials out there, and the back judge has a priority. Where he threw the flag was not his priority. It's an unfortunate break for Humboldt. It's going to set up a 2nd and 15. So 2nd and 15, Haviland in the shotgun set, Coronado to his right, 2 receivers to each side. The snap to Haviland, and he's going to keep it himself, running to the left side, stiff arm, and he'll pick up what looks to be about 3, maybe 4. And Haviland could have been stopped in the backfield, however, the good stiff arm allowed him, and actually he picked up about 5. So that'll set up a 3rd and 10. And again, I like to say, last time I was wrong, but I like to say this is probably 4-down territory, as this is a Humboldt team that doesn't play from behind very often.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like being down 8 and having to give the ball back is not something they would want to do. Haviland shotgun set. He will look to throw. And he's got Cobalt over the middle. Pass is picked off. And trying to see who that was with the interception. And that's Cade Larkham, who plays quarterback on the other side of the football, playing free safety for the Eureka defense. And there is a flag at the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a hold on Humboldt. That surely going to be declined. So Eureka going to take over at the Humboldt 46-yard line.
5:09 still on the play clock.
And game clock. And this is going horribly for Humboldt through the first 6 minutes and 51 seconds of this game. Humboldt has to find an answer on defense. Is already down 8-0. All the momentum is on the side of Eureka. Humboldt must find an answer quickly.
Humboldt's not used to facing a
Say,
team that this
I
big.
hate to sound like I'm in panic mode on an 8-point game, but this is a Humboldt team that's not used to playing from behind.
We've seen the last 2 games and how they play, man, and that's why I was saying this is going to be a pretty tough one for them by the way it was seeming.
Larkham gets the snap. It's an option.
Oh,
and
about lost it.
Tailback number 22, Brent Escarino. That's a fun one. That's going to be fun to say all night. I hope he gets more carries just so I can say Escarino. But a pickup of about 6, and it was a near sack in the backfield, but Larkham able to get the pitch off. Although Escarino bobbling it a little bit, still able to pick up the 6 yards. This one to Escarino once again, and he will pick up about 2, so that'll set up a 3rd and 2, and Humboldt defense probably their biggest play through the first 8 minutes of the game right here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Eureka going to run the ball. They just sent an extra lineman into the game. Well, Larkham in the shotgun set, tailback to his right side. The snap and the give to the tailback, and he immediately hit in the backfield, going to lose about a yard. That's going to set up about a 4th and 3. I would expect Eureka to go for it. Obviously, they didn't kick an extra point, so field goal, I mean, it would be a 51-yard field goal.
I mean, by where they're at right now, I mean, I would.
If you punt, if it goes out of the back of the end zone, it's essentially a 17, 18-yard punt. Why not go for it? Yeah, Eureka's going to take a timeout and talk about it. We're going to take a timeout with them. You are listening to Humboldt Cub Football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
30 seconds, please.
Every family restaurant with locations in Humboldt and City. This is Eureka, Humboldt Stars. This family favorite is their Humboldt Foods, fried students of pizza and salad. Dine in or carry out. Cafe and drink options. Every family restaurant is the place to go with special for everyone. For Humboldt, East Call 473, 3020. Or for carry out and delivery in City, call 431-4175. Go Cubs! Let's get back to the game on your home for the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola, and a big 4th down play coming up for the Tornadoes. It's going to be 4th and 3. And the Eureka offense out there. Larkham in the shotgun set, running back to his right, 2 receivers each side. Here's the snap, give to his tailback, and he's going to be cut down short. He'll pick up about 1.5 yards, but he needed 2. So that's going to be a turnover on downs, just going by the far official. He's marked short. So, yeah, that will be a turnover on downs, and a big stand by the Humboldt defense, already trailing 8-0. Really needed to hold Eureka scoreless on that possession, and they will say the defense comes out victorious on that possession at least.
First and 10, 37-yard line with 3:18 left on the game clock.
Haviland shotgun set, and he's going to fake to Coronado, looking to throw, and that one batted down, and receiver wide open. Looked like Cobald was the receiver, but number 16 for Eureka, that's Justin Zimmers, got way up there to bat that one down. If Haviland could have completed that pass, man, he had Jackson Akins was down the field blocking. That one could have gone for some yards for sure.
Brent Escanero, he's the one that jumped up and tipped it, so I mean he probably would have had it if it wasn't for that.
Haviland shotgun set, man in motion, give to Coronado up the middle. Coronado driving his feet, but he will only pick up about 3 as forward progress was stopped. So that'll set up a 3rd and 7 for the Cubs. Escarino on the stop that time. Escarino kind of playing the middle linebacker position for the defense. So a big 3rd and 7 play here for the Cubs. Haviland shotgun set in the backfield by himself. Coronado in motion. Give to Coronado, and he's got running room on the right side. He'll pick up the first down and more. Coronado still going. He's down to the 40-yard line and will be stopped there. But that'll be a pickup of about 20 yards. The biggest play of the game so far for the Humboldt offense. And that might be just enough of momentum to get this Cubs offense rolling. For the first time tonight, Humboldt in Eureka territory with 2:20 and counting to go in the first quarter. Haviland gets the snap, fakes right, now running left, and he's going to have to just outrun some people. Able to stick his foot in the dirt and dive forward, and somehow going to end up picking up about 5. Looked like Haviland was going to run out of bounds. It would have been essentially no gain, but put his foot in the ground and able to dive 5 yards forward. However, a flag on the field. It's going to be a chop block on Humboldt, and it's a devastating call. Just waiting for a penalty on Eureka at some point tonight. Just one. Was that 3-0 on penalties now?
Yeah.
I'm not blaming. I'm just saying the officials are having a tough first quarter. It's 8-0 fair and square. Eureka's offense has played well, but they've had a less than great first quarter. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and just like that, Humboldt back on their side of the field.
Eureka's coaches, they're getting their players rotated back and forth, keeping them fresh, and that's exactly what they need to do too.
Yeah, that's one thing that Humboldt has had an advantage on against Neodesha and Fredonia through the first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
is those teams were playing 11, 12 guys the entire game, was to where Humboldt was keeping guys fresh. Got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Humboldt. Why not? Let's call another penalty on Humboldt tonight. We're only 9 minutes and 52 seconds into this one. And officials still discussing. They're not sure. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike. Somebody just got tossed. Yeah, somebody got tossed. I'm anxious to see who starts walking off the field. Maybe it's me. I don't know.
I don't see. Yeah, everybody's staying on the field.
Yeah, nobody's left yet. So it's going to be first and too many yards to count. 20, 30. First and 40. Haviland gets the snap, fakes to Coronado, going to keep it himself, and he's going nowhere. And breaking news, no flags on the play. There's a first for everything, people.
I'd say we got some Eureka fans right below us, huh?
Oh, you know. So that'll set up a second and who knows how much.
It'll be a long snap.
Snap to Haviland. They're going to run the option play. Oh, there's a flag on the field. Breaking news, flag on the field. Haviland going nowhere as he goes to the right side. We've got a hold on Humboldt.
Looks like they got Escarino on the...
The officials are going to have to be careful here. They're running out of yards to penalize Humboldt. Oh, Eureka going to decline the penalty as there is some honorable people out on the field tonight.
And another flag.
And another flag has been tossed. And the official, there's unsportsmanlike conduct here. However, the official just threw the flag at the foot. It looks like that's Jackson Akins. He threw that about as hard as he could. That's pretty unsportsmanlike, if you ask me, by an official, to intentionally throw a flag at a player out of aggression. It's been a long first quarter here for the Cubs. Never seen an official throw a flag with aggression like that.
Looks like they're going to be taking him out.
Yeah, Akins smartly, I mean, let's be real here. Humboldt's just trying to get to fourth down and punt here, get a few yards. A good opportunity for Coach Wyrick to get Akins off the field, cool down a little bit.
They brought in Brent Escarino again, so he's back in for.
So ball's going to be at the 13-yard line. So let's 37 plus 20. So
47.
3rd and 57.
Yeah. Honestly, they might as well just punt it.
You just run it up the middle and then take your losses, I think, on this possession. So we haven't run a play in
It's going to put them
20
right there
minutes.
in the red zone.
Haviland going to get the snap, option to the left side, give to Coronado. And Coronado going to just go out of bounds. Thought about trying to throw it back in. He was looking for Haviland to see if he was back there, but Coronado is going to run out of bounds. Looks like Humboldt's going to lose a couple yards on the play.
Probably going to be about probably 4 and 60.
So it's 4th and 60.
59.1 seconds left. Dang, man. Yeah, and they're punting it, so of course.
Haviland to punt, and this one a much better punt. Let's see if it's fielded. The ball will bounce, and it's going to get down to the 47 of Eureka. So going to be a 43-yard punt, no return. Probably the best part of that whole possession was the punt. Unable to get it back to the original line of scrimmage. Nonetheless, Eureka, pretty good field position, but considering how far Humboldt got pushed back by the officials, they can get a good stop here. Not the end of the world.
They got hit for 2 unsportsmanlike conducts right back to each other. .5 left on the game clock.
So Eureka going to take over. Ball spotted at the 48. Larkham in the shotgun set. Tailback to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Snap to Larkham. He'll give to his tailback, and he is brought down after a gain of about 1. That was Brennan Lowe on the carry.
Be out at the 49-yard line.
I never saw anybody on the Humboldt side ever walk away, whether it was a coach, player. Nobody ever left the sideline. So if somebody got tossed, they're letting them hang out over there.
I didn't see anybody even leave the field, so I doubt it.
Shotgun set. Larkham gets it, gives to his tailback, and he will pick up about 7. Looked like that was Estorino that time. And actually, and the official on the far side, he doesn't spot the ball super fast. That'll be the end of the quarter. The Eureka Tornadoes leading 8-0. We're going to go ahead and take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cubs football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
The 2019 Kansas State Fair is underway and runs through September the 15th. Hi, I'm Carla Nemechek, Director in the Southwind Extension District. Whether you attend the State Fair annually or have never gone before, there is always something new to see. The Better sculpture represents the Wizard of Oz this year, and I hear the fried food is fantastic. K-State Research and Extension is proud of our 4-H exhibitors who have already earned awards and look forward to daily results. Daily results can be found on our Southwind website, southwind.ksu.edu. The Kansas State Fair and 4-H exhibits are only a small part of the total 4-H program in the Southwind Extension District. Are you interested in learning more about 4-H and what it can do for your family? If so, contact K-State Research and Extension in Erie, Iola Sports Goddard Yates Center, and we'd love to visit with you about 4-H.
Let's get back to the game on your own from the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola as the Tornadoes have the ball 3rd and 2 from the Humboldt 44-yard line. Larkham is shotgun set. He'll give to his tailback. And he's looking to throw. He's got a receiver wide open. And what a play number 3, Gunnar Elder. And Elder was beat, but Elder hustled his tail off to get back there.
He was sticking there to the last minute.
Jumped a little early, but still able to make a play on the football, and that'll bring up 4th and 3. Good play design by Eureka with the halfback pass. That ball was a little high and wobbly, and that gave Gunnar Elder a chance to get back there and break that one up. So that'll set up again a 4th, and we'll call it a long 2, short 3, however you want to look at it. Eureka will go for it. Cade Larkham, the shotgun set, 2 running backs behind him, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. And it's going to be a quick pass, and it's incomplete. And Humboldt, after giving up an 8-0 lead, the defense struggling, the offense having 4th and 60, will now take over at their own 44-yard line, still only trailing by 1 possession.
They didn't lose that many yardage. You know, they're still right here. Right. I mean, what was
the punt was the best thing that happened.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They gained 30 yards on the punt. So the offense will come back out onto the field. Haviland will be in the shotgun set. Coronado to his right. 3 receivers to the near side. Now Coronado motioning to the left. And Haviland looking to throw, realizing nothing there. Haviland going to try to do it by himself. And he's going to get back. He's going to lose about a yard.
Flag
Guess what,
on the
Cody?
play.
There's a flag on the field. Not a single flag the entire Eureka possession. First play back in Humboldt possession, and we've got a flag on the field. Let's see what's going on now.
What do you want to say? It's on Humboldt.
It's holding on Humboldt, because why not? The White Hat tonight's going to be having dreams about making a holding call all night. That's a tough break for Humboldt. That's going to set up a 1st and 20. That's going to move them back to their own 34-yard line. It's an 11-yard penalty, their own 33-yard line. So 1st and 21 now for the Cubs.
They just can't catch a break right now.
They don't even need a break. They just need a normalcy. Haviland looking to throw, looking to his left, and that one's going to be overthrown. And that one just falls incomplete, so that'll set up the 2nd and 21 from the Humboldt 33-yard line. And Haviland had time to throw, but really didn't have any open receivers. Gave his receiver a chance anyway. But kind of threw into a crowded area and overthrew everybody. Haviland gets the call from Coach Wyrick. Shotgun set, full house backfield. Haviland gives to Coronado, who really goes nowhere. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's going to set up a 3rd and 21 as Humboldt just struggling like crazy to get anything going. They've got 41 yards of offense through a quarter and a minute after averaging 331 yards on the ground alone so far through 2 games this season. So Humboldt going to break their huddle now. Haviland going to be back in the shotgun set. 2 receivers to each side.
Man in motion.
Haviland going to cut up field on his own, and he'll pick up about 7, and that's about it. So that'll set up a 4th and 13, and I would imagine Humboldt going to punt. If it was 4th and 5, a little bit closer to midfield, maybe go for it, but
if they can punt like they did on the last one, and then
you're in a position where you've got to punt the ball. If you don't get it, you're just essentially giving Eureka a free chance at points. So Haviland going to punt. And this one a little bit lower but farther. It's going to be fielded by Eureka, however, player going down as he makes the catch. So
flag on the play.
Where's the flag?
At the ball.
That was the ball spotter, their marker that they, just in case there was a fumble when the player went down.
I just seen something get
They did that on the interception as well, and it caught my eye, and I almost hollered flag. It just naturally, it wanted to come out of my mouth if there's a flag on the field.
There's been so many. You see something flying, that's all you expect.
The first quarter tonight was reminiscent of the first half of the Jags-Titans game last night. Even Tom Brady tweeted that he turned the game off because there was too many penalties.
I did see that.
People are going to turn this one off if we're not careful. Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. I'm telling you, Humboldt's going to get things turned around here pretty quick. But Eureka going to go out on offense now. 3 receivers to the right. Larkham looking to pass. The pass is complete. Zach Hare, the receiver on the play, and he'll pick up about 13.
Looks like he's going to be at the 35, let's say.
Yeah, that's going to be enough for another Eureka first down.
Well, 36. Yep. See, and you can already tell, man, Humboldt's got that running game, and Eureka, honestly, they've been
pretty balanced.
They've got a pretty good passing game as well. I mean,
yeah, Eureka pretty balanced so far. Going to go 3 receivers to the far side this time. Larkham shotgun set. He'll give to his running back. That's low. Ball's on the ground. It looks like Eureka got the ball back.
Probably at the 38-yard line. I think he gained 2 at least.
I think the ball went backwards a little bit after the fumble. So it'll set up a 2nd and 9. And Humboldt, an opportunity there if they could have gotten that ball.
Yeah.
That would have been good field position. Nonetheless, Eureka will retain possession and have 2nd and 9 from their own 37. So Larkham shotgun set, running back to his left, 3 receivers to the left side. And play action rolling to his left, and he's got a receiver wide open. And he cuts back, and he's cutting up the middle of the field. He's to the 40. He's got one man to beat. He's at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Eureka. And just like that, Eureka put the ball on the ground, and Humboldt missed an opportunity to recover. And the very next play, Eureka with a 63-yard touchdown pass. And just like that, it's 14-0 with 9:07 to go here in the second quarter.
See, that passing game they got, man, that's getting them.
Yeah, Fredonia a little bit last week through the air, but Eureka looking really good right now, especially in the passing game.
Fredonia, they did have a couple passes, but
they never really threw the ball down the field.
No, and Neota Shea, they didn't really pass
at
all.
They didn't throw the ball at all.
No, they ran the run plays the whole time. So
Eureka going to go for 2 once again.
Yeah, of course.
Trips to the far side. Larkham in the shotgun set. Going to look to throw to his left side. Now the right side, and that'll be wow, that was somehow caught. That's a heck of a catch by the receiver. Can't see the number. That's quite a ways over there.
45.
Couldn't quite see the number. Anyway, it's 16-0 here with 9:07. We're going to take a 30-second timeout.
Nate Carpenter.
Nate Carpenter.
Yep.
Great catch, Nate Carpenter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub Football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Variety of educational programs for special education to current local college coaching to Alabama Community College. For building education and eviction scholarships involved committed to excellent and public education, the local students served by all students with skills and knowledge necessary for success. Let's build Cubs. Let's get back to the game on your own Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola as the Eureka Tornadoes have taken a 16-0 lead over the Humboldt Cubs with 9:07 to go, still in the second quarter. And Humboldt is kind of in a must-score possession at this point as things are not going in the right direction through the first 15 minutes of football. High kickoff is going to be short, but fielded by J-Row. J-Row up the middle. And J-Ro's still going, and he'll get that one all the way to his own 47-yard line. So great field position for the Cubs. So great field position for the Cubs, and we've got to see what the offense can do here. So Haviland in the offense out on the field. Haviland back in the shotgun set. And Coach Wyrick going to take a timeout. You know, we're going to take a timeout with him, 30 seconds. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
The Drive to Zero Coalition reminds us that every life is important and invites you to join the Drive to Zero campaign. Drunk drivers are involved in 1/3 of all traffic crash fatalities. That's over 100 fellow Kansans. Please do your part. Designate a sober driver and get home safely. Buckle up and eliminate distracted driving. And remember, in Kansas, you drink, you drive, you lose. Sponsored by the Kansas Department of Transportation and the Drive to Zero Coalition. Let's get back to the game on your own to the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola, as Coach Wyrick didn't like what he had out there on offense, and I could be wrong, but I don't think there was a receiver on the far side of the field. Might have been a guy down, so a wise timeout by Coach Wyrick. Hopefully the offense on the same page now as Haviland in the shotgun set, 3 receivers to the near side. Haviland going to keep it himself as he goes up the middle. He's got 10, 15 easy, and that'll be a first down for Humboldt as Haviland gets all the way up to about the 36-yard line of Eureka. That's going to be a gain of 16. So Connor Haviland now 4 carries for 32 yards, which sounds good, albeit trailing 16-0, and that is nowhere near the average of Connor Haviland. Haviland back in the shotgun set, full house backfield, give to Coronado, and Coronado will pick up 4, and we've got back-to-back plays now without a penalty flag, which that's a high for this game. Must have heard about the Tom Brady tweet. So we've got a second and call it a long 6. Haviland shotgun set, Coronado behind him. Haviland going to keep it himself, going to the right side. Picks up the first down and more. And Haviland down to the 10, to the 5, and he's in there. Touchdown. And just like that, Humboldt back in this thing. It is now 16-6 with the extra point pending. And Humboldt going to go for 2 to see if they can get this down to a 1-possession game with 8:02 to go here in the second quarter. Call that a 26-yard touchdown. So Humboldt again going to go for 2. Haviland shotgun set, 2 receivers to each side. I would expect an option play.
Man in motion.
Haviland gives the Coronado ball on the ground, and it's going to just roll out of bounds. So Humboldt not able to get the 2-point conversion. Still a 2-possession game here as Eureka leads 16-6 with 8:02 to go. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Football fans, mark your calendars. Thursday, the 75th of the National Junior College Football Championship returns to Carnegie Stadium. From last chance to the NFL, the road to Pittsburgh is the next step. You can get your ticket today at the Pitt-State Ticket Office, and group rates are available for high school football teams. Call 620-235-4796. Again, that's 620-235-4796. It's the National Junior College Football Championship, December the 5th. Be a part of their story. Let's get back to the game on your own for the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola as Humboldt has cut into the Eureka lead. to make it 16-6 with 8:02 remaining in the second quarter. I hate to look ahead, but Humboldt receiving the second half kickoff. So if Humboldt can get a big defensive stop here and maybe put points on the board again, things not looking too bad yet. But Eureka was riding some pretty high momentum, but Humboldt able to get on the scoreboard. Haviland set to kick it off from his own 40. This one's going to be a low liner, and this one looks to go out of bounds, and it will. So that'll bring it back to, I believe, the 40-yard line. Going to get the official illegal procedure. So ball will be placed, at the 35-yard line. That's where Eureka will take over.
Yard line.
Yeah, 35. And I guess if you look at it that way, it's not horrible field position. If you're either team, if you're Humboldt, you say, all right, we'll take it. If you're Eureka, all right, it's a good return. Not the end of the world either way.
If Humboldt's defense can get back into it just like the offense did, hey, I think they got a chance of coming back up because they're not that far behind right now. So
Larkham in the shotgun set, looking to pass. And he's just going to flick it out of bounds.
He wasn't going to take that sack.
Yeah.
And a flag.
What? Oh, my goodness. What is this call? That was the latest flag I've seen. Intentional grounding. That's the first call of the game on Eureka. It's wrong. It's wrong. He was out of the pocket. Oh, man. Rough night.
Makes your head hurt, huh?
Huh?
Makes your head hurt a little bit, huh?
Oh, man. I mean, I guess this is the break Humboldt needed. It's going to set up a 2nd and 20 for Eureka, and now the Humboldt defense feels like Humboldt all of a sudden is riding some great momentum. Humboldt defense really needs to get a stop on this possession now. Larkham looking to pass once again. It's going to be a screen underneath and a good move by the receiver.
Oh, come on.
And Haviland going to throw him down to the ground. And Eureka crowd wants a penalty and everybody upset. It was a vicious tackle. It's football. It's football.
He wrapped him up pretty good.
He wrapped him up, but he had him wrapped up around his shoulder. Didn't get any part of his helmet. It's a vicious tackle. I get it. Nonetheless, it was still a 12-yard gain. A good play for Eureka. Humboldt defense still sitting good where they're at, but you've got to get Eureka in a punting situation and get this ball back as we're now down, getting close to the 7-minute mark of the second quarter.
Yep. Got a 3rd and 8 on the 37-yard line.
Eureka.
16-6, Eureka.
Eureka sending a guy out of the huddle, so they had 12 guys in the huddle.
Just hit the 7-minute mark.
Larkham getting the snap, looking to pass, looking to his left, going deep, and that probably should have been pass interference on Humboldt as Jackson Aikens not letting the receiver come back to the football. That was Gunnar Elder on the far side. And Humboldt probably getting away with one there.
We're not the only ones to say
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's been rumbles up here in the booth all night. That should have been interference on Humboldt, but nonetheless, I think Humboldt was owed a few calls.
Yeah.
1 or 2 anyway. But Eureka going to show that they're in punting formation. You've always got to watch out for a fake.
Yeah, they got 4 and 8, so.
But Garrison Spoontz will be in punt formation.
It's going to be a punt. Nope.
And a good punt. Man, that's a high spiraling kick. And J-Ro going back to get it.
He touched it. Oh, man. He touched it and then started running away from it.
Unless that ball just appeared that it touched him. Hey, great grab by the official there. That's the best play he's made all night. you get that on camera?
Yeah, I got it all on camera,
I hope
man.
you got
Come
that.
on.
The official made a great catch. The ball boy made a bad throw, and he made a good catch. It was a heck of a play by the official, which is not something we've said a lot tonight. Now Humboldt going to take over at their own 21. So, oh, and the official just dropped an easy one right in his chest, so he made up for it. It looks like me trying to play football. So Humboldt 6.5 to go, but they do have possession of the football. And players getting onto the field late. Haviland shotgun set, two running backs in the backfield with him. Haviland going to keep it himself, and Haviland going nowhere. And quite the vicious tackle, and for some reason the Eureka fans weren't nearly as upset with that tackle as they were when their guy got tackled.
It was pretty much the same, you know. It
Pretty
was right
similar.
there, yeah.
However, the crowd reaction quite different. No, it'll be no gain. Set up a 2nd and 10. As Haviland will have 3 receivers to his left this time, Coronado behind him. Haviland pitched to Coronado. He's got one man to beat on the corner, and he won't get around. As who was the receiver on the outside there? Briar Orth, and I'm not trying to call guys out, but if Orth can seal that block, that has potential to go for 10 or 15 yards. Orth unable to get that seal, and it's going to end up with as a 1-yard loss. And Humboldt now staring at a 3rd and 11. So Humboldt on the near hash. Haviland shotgun set. 3 receivers bunched up to the near side. Haviland going to keep it himself going right, and he's going to pick up 2, maybe 3 at the most. And Humboldt going to be forced to punt yet again.
Wyatt Samuels got him on the tackle.
And hate to judge body language, but Connor Haviland just looks beat out there right now. I mean, he's going both ways, playing quarterback, safety, kicker, punter, and he just looks beat right now. Haviland gets the snap. The kick is away, end over end, and this one's going to bounce, and a good roll for Humboldt as this one's going to go all the way down to the 25-yard line. That'll be a punt of 53 yards, so a good punt for Humboldt. Now let's see if they can get get the defense back off the field.
Still got 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, 4:31. So if you're Eureka, you're thinking we want to use up this entire clock here and get points on the board. If you're Humboldt, you want a quick stop and the opportunity to get your offense back on the field to see if you can't get a quick 2-minute drill going. The Eureka offense breaking the huddle now. Cade Larkham, shotgun set with 3 receivers to the near side.
Offside is going to be on number 61. Blake Walker.
And they're actually going to call this on the offense as the quarterback making movements in the backfield is what drew him off sides. So, hey, I apologize if this offends anybody. Good call by the officials. Set up a 1st and 15 for the Tornadoes.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
Larkham back in the shotgun set. 3 receivers near side. Larkham looking to throw. And he's got a receiver short. He will make it to about the 34-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of about 14. And that'll set up a 2nd and 1 as Humboldt had the 2 deep receivers covered pretty well, but the short receiver just kind of fit right into the zone and was wide open over the middle.
ball on the 34-yard line.
So 2 receivers to each side. Larkham with the tailback to his left. Larkham going to keep it himself, running the option. Now the pitch, and the running back will not get to the line of scrimmage. It looked like Estorino that time, and yeah, it looks like, well, it looked like he lost a yard. Actually, it looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage. So that'll set up a 3rd and a short 1 for the Tornadoes.
I'd say Eureka's going to go with the inside dive on this one.
Yeah, Brennan Lowe running back onto the field, and he's kind of been their guy when they run up the middle. If I'm the linebackers for Humboldt, I'm cheating up just a little bit. Looks like that's what they're going to do.
And it's a pass play.
Eureka looking to throw, and this is going to be picked up. It's Gunnar Elder to the sideline. He's at the 10, the 5, longest short. He's in, touchdown, Humboldt. What a play by the Cubs. A huge momentum shift as Eureka had 3rd and inches, trying to just use clock, get some points here to end the second quarter. And just like that, Humboldt down 16-12, still with the conversion pending.
That just felt, man, that felt beautiful.
We got a penalty.
Oh, come on.
Because what's going on? We were celebrating in the booth too much.
On the Cubs. No, they turned it back on Eureka.
The penalty was on Eureka. Whew. Penalty was declined. Touchdown stands. And with 2:47 to go here in the second quarter, Humboldt now trailing 16-12. 2-point conversion pending.
This is what they need, man. They're getting their head in the game and finally getting everything figured out, the ins and outs of what they can and cannot do.
You know, I talked about a little bit the first game. I did Independence games for 6 years, you know, and I kind of felt like I became a Bulldog. And we'll get back to this after the conversion. Haviland gets the snap, running to the right side, and looks like he's got running room there, and he's in. Conversion good. Humboldt trailing now just 16-14, 2:47 to go. And actually, we are going to keep it here during this break while they get the kickoff teams out there. What I was saying before, and I did Independence games for 6 years, and I know you've worked with Larry doing a couple Humboldt games back in the studio, and you've also done some Chinook games as well from the studio.
I've done them from the studio, and then I've done a couple basketball games.
Okay.
That was live with him to do the play-by-play.
Okay.
I've been doing the board op in the studio for going on like 4 years.
Okay,
now,
I got you.
Years,
and
so.
you know, when doing the Independence games, you know, I'm a graduate of Cherryville High School. I spent my high school career going to school. Spent a semester in Coffeyville, and then I lived up in the Kansas City area. Ended up graduating from Cherryville, but I feel like doing radio. You know, the players and parents, you get around the team, especially basketball, because you're there.
Basketball's my thing, man.
You connect with the team, the coaches, the fans, parents especially, because parents love to listen. They want to hear their kids. And I'm 3 games into doing Humboldt games, and that interception right there was the first time where I just felt a little fandom come out of me because I was pumped up.
Yeah, get it.
Gunnar Elder, a heck of a pick 6 there, and you just feel the fandom come out in you, and you want to see this team succeed. And you know, I went to the scrimmage, the preseason scrimmage, and now 3 games in, I consider myself a Humboldt Cub. But we're back at it. The kickoff by Haviland. It's going to be fielded about the 20. He's running to the left side, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. So a pretty good field position for Eureka, but the Humboldt defense playing much better here in the second quarter. I know there's probably some parents and fans that have ordered clothing from the Fan Cloth site that, you know, Coach Wyrick and the team were pushing to sell some gear. It was kind of a benefit for the team. I guess I could consider myself a Humboldt Cub. if they would finally deliver those shirts. And nothing against the school or the players or the coaches. It's the website.
Yeah, they don't
Man,
have
they're
control over that.
We're 3 weeks in. I still haven't got my shirt.
Yeah, I need to order mine, I guess, but
I've been wearing orange, but Chiefs got a home game Sunday. I had to wear my Travis Kelce stuff. So Larkham gets the snap and run up the middle, and that's going to be, looks like 9 yards. So with 2.5 to go here, Eureka first play of the drive.
should be about the 30-yard line, right?
Ball's going to be spotted about the 46, 47-yard line. That'll set up a 2nd and 2 if the guy with the chains would move. We know where the ball was. 2nd and 1 for Eureka. So Humboldt defense really needs to make a stand here on this possession to hold Eureka scoreless. Larkham gets the snap, gives to his back. That looks like Escarino that time. And he'll pick up the first down.
Yep. Did he?
Like he's going to get to midfield. So that'll set up 1st and 10 from the 50 with 1:51 to go. And the clock will start as soon as the ball is spotted. If the official would spot the ball, come on. Man, I understand it's wet out there, but this is a situation where you've got to spot that ball quickly. 140 and counting. Larkham gets the snap, looking to throw, looking for his running back, and
there's a flag.
It's going to be incomplete. I'm assuming this will be a hold on Eureka. It is.
It is.
And so that'll set up a 1st and 20. I would assume Humboldt accepts this penalty.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, it'll be from the spot, so this will be an 18-yard penalty. And that's rough.
Hey, Cubs were there once.
Yeah. Yeah. No love lost when it comes to 18-yard penalties right now. Nothing against Eureka, but man.
They kind of got the feel of what Humboldt
has.
So
You have an 18-yard penalty, it's just kind of like, sorry.
Sorry about your luck.
It happens. We know.
We know.
So Larkham going to be in the shotgun set. I liked your water boy reference there. I caught it. Larkham running to the left side, and he's going to go out of bounds, it appears. So clock will stop with 1:26. I'm trying to think. Humboldt just has the one timeout as they've used 2.
Eureka's used 1, I believe, so I think they still got 2 more left.
So that'll set up a 2nd and 25, and I feel like Eureka would be smart to run the ball here because an incomplete pass would stop the clock, then allowing Humboldt to use their 3rd timeout on 3rd down, but we'll see.
I think it's going to be a play action to the right.
And Eureka going to throw.
Yep.
And Larkham rolling to his right. He's going to
get
throw
hit.
against his body, and that's
Out of bounds. What?
Yeah, I had the same view you did.
What?
Maybe we're at a bad angle, but man, it sure looked like both of his feet were on the white. It was close. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt as the whole team is standing there. Good catch by the receiver. Still going to be a 3rd and 14. However, that stops the clock with 1:18. If Eureka doesn't get this, but the clock's still running, I would expect Humboldt to use that timeout.
Timeout, yeah, because that's going to, yeah.
Big play here, really for both teams. Snap to Larkham. He's going to roll out, and good block there. Larkham throwing deep, and he's going to complete it. And what a hit! What a hit by Haviland, but the pass is completed. And as soon as this ball is spotted, the clock will run, but we're at 1:10. And Eureka down to their own, to the Humboldt 16-yard line. And the official just standing there with the ball. Why are we not spotting the football?
They put it at the 16-yard line.
So a heck of a play for Eureka to get them into the red zone. Now under 1 minute to go. Larkham shotgun set, 3 receivers to his right. And it's going to be an option. Ooh, that was nearly taken away by Humboldt. And the back going to be pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line, and that'll stop the clock. Stop the clock with 48.7 seconds to go. And Humboldt defense really needs to do everything they can to keep Eureka off the scoreboard, as Humboldt kind of had the momentum going. Eureka looking to take it right back right before we go to the break. So we'll set up a 2nd and 4 from the 10-yard line for Eureka. Larkham shotgun set, running back to each side, 2 receivers to the far side. Snap, give to the tailback, and he will break a tackle in the backfield. Lowe gets down.
He's out.
Lowe gets down to about the 2.5-yard line.
Yep, got pushed out.
He was pushed out of bounds. 41.1 seconds to go.
Oh, man.
And that had potential to be a loss on the play. But a hard run by Brennan Lowe.
Going to be 1st and 2.
And Humboldt smartly going to take a timeout because
make that play clock stop and give him.
Well, the clock was stopped because the Lowe went out of bounds. If right now you're doing nothing else except giving your defense a chance to just catch their breath, because you really don't want Eureka to score, you've got to call your best defense you've got in this situation. I would be shocked to see Eureka throw the ball at this point, as even if they don't get it, they've got time to run at least 2 plays.
I see somebody going up the middle on this one.
Yeah, run up the middle. I mean, that's Eureka.
Or pull a Connor Haviland and just walk up the middle like he's done in the last couple of games.
I would prefer to see maybe Connor Haviland come and blow up one of these plays, take the football out of somebody's hand and run it 99 yards the other direction.
Right.
That would be ideal.
Teams are going to go get lined back up.
So Lowe and Estorino both going to be out there.
Again, 41.1 on the play clock. 16-14, Eureka. 1st and goal, 2 yards.
And Larkham going to go under center this time. The only time he did that was the 2-point conversion. Lowe lined up as a fullback. Estorino went early. And
offsides.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start. So it's going to bring it back 5 yards. So that'll be 1st and 7.
2nd and 7.
1st and 7. Still 1st down.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll change up the play call a little bit for Eureka. And Coach Wyrick doing some coaching. He's got his hat off, just hollering at his defense. Larkham going to go back under center. Ball's on the ground. Ball's on the ground.
Humboldt got
the football. What a stand by the Humboldt defense. Eureka, a huge mistake, going under center for the first time of the game outside of the conversion, and they put the football on the ground. Humboldt takes over, and Humboldt will likely just take a knee and take this one to half.
Yeah, they're going to have to, man, because they're too far.
You're backed
they're
up
close
in
their own red zone, so yeah, we got to get out of here.
That's now twice where Eureka was in the red zone and has fumbled the football.
I'd say right down from us, this table got a little shaky.
It happens.
Watch the computer.
Emotions run high, man. It happens.
Let's see.
So Haviland going to be in the shotgun set, 2 receivers to each side. And Haviland just going to run it. And he's got some room to the right side. And
got down 29.2 seconds left.
Hey, Humboldt hurrying back to the line.
Let's go, Humboldt.
Clock is running. Haviland going to come up to the center. Now he's going to get the snap.
20-second snap.
Haviland looking to throw. Now he's going to roll out to the right side. And Haviland smartly going to get out of bounds and stop the clock with 14.1 to go. And I like what they were doing there, but I think you're at the point now, let's not turn the ball over and give Eureka a scoring chance. I understand what you're trying to do. You had the big play, But unless you picked up another 15, 20 yards on that, it might be time to just sit on it. So Haviland going to be in the shotgun set.
Ball on the 27.
Full house backfield. Haviland looking to throw, and they're going to call intentional grounding. And if you're Humboldt, you are 100% okay with that.
One of the Eureka players had the ball in their hands. They're trying to say, no, that's our ball.
Illegal touching as they threw it into his lineman's back. So they'll call illegal touching. So again, if I'm Humboldt, I'm taking a knee.
Oh, timeout. 8.3 seconds left to go.
There's 8 seconds left, and you're going in the wrong direction, and it's third down.
This is going to be the last play right here.
Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah. Their best bet is to really get a player that's open and get it down the field, and hopefully he's got some wheels and he can get open and not get
There's 2 plays that I'm running here. One of them is I'm taking a knee. The other one is a fumble rooski, where I fake taking a knee and I'm giving it to a back who's crouched behind somebody, and I take my chance. I don't know if these guys know how to run a fumble rooski, though. Just kidding. I can't chew gum on the radio. The Eureka people are being super nice to me up in the booth, offering me chewing gum, and I jokingly, I tried to take it. Oh, now she's offering popcorn. So if we take an extended break at halftime, it's because I got offered popcorn. Eureka's threatening to take over on the radio, and based on what I've said in the first half, that's probably not a good thing. Probably not a good thing. All right, offense back out on the field. Haviland in the shotgun set, 3 receivers to the left side, and it's going to be an option play. And Haviland cutting back upfield. Now he's back to the right side, trying to break a tackle, and he will go down, and the clock will hit double zeros. So we'll go to halftime with Humboldt trailing 16-14. We're actually going to send it back to music for about 10 minutes. Until then, we're going to take a quick break, catch a drink real quick, non-alcoholic, I promise. But we'll be back here in about 10 to 12 minutes. You're listening to Humboldt Cub Football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Let's get back to the game with your home for the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola, as we've still got about 4 minutes until the second half kickoff, but players coming back out to get loose, and I'm doing my best here to try to see if I can't find a couple of scores for you guys out there. Yeah, give me a few. I've got a couple. First, I'll start a game that means nothing now, but a team that, I don't want to talk playoffs, but a potential playoff game. Rossville, that was a playoff game last year. They're up 22-3 on Rock Creek. It's a good one. Up more in the north central parts of Kansas. Also some scores around the area anyway. Fredonia leading Leon Bluestem 43-8, and that tells you, I mean, this Humboldt team is good. This Eureka team good as well. That Humboldt kind of handled Fredonia last week. Fredonia up 43-8 over Leon Bluestem. Also Uniontown up 8-0 over Northeast. We'll see Northeast here pretty soon. Jayhawk Lynn leading Pleasanton 14-0. I believe Jayhawk Lynn is who we've got next week. Cherryville up over Erie 19-0 in that one. So a couple area scores. Let's see if we can't find any other scores for you. But we've got, again, here we're 16-14, about 2.5 until we get back to kickoff. Try to use the excuse me, the great guys at Scores in Kansas, as they're affiliated with Sports in Kansas. They do a great job of getting scores out on the Twitter feed. We appreciate that. If you want to look at some bigger schools kind of in our area, Columbus 21-6 over Girard. Colgan over Baxter Springs in the third quarter. Colgan leading 14-7. What else do we got here? There's a lot of lopsided scores in the state of Kansas right now, especially the bigger schools. In 4A, there's a lot of games. McPherson just destroying El Dorado 55-0. Paola 48-0 over Ottawa. I think that's kind of all we got in our area so far. We'll have to see if we can't find a few scores a little bit later on in the evening as we keep going tonight. I know down in Independence, the Bulldogs, they're leading Fort Scott 13-12 as they're in the third quarter. Independence looking for their first win since September of 2017. That'd be a big one if they could knock off the Tigers out of Fort Scott. Also, if you weren't paying attention today, Kansas City Star broke some news that KU might be facing some penalties because they're cheaters and they like to cheat on the basketball team. Yeah, you're a KU basketball guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm not. So it brings great joy to me to know that KU's finally going to get caught cheating after all these years.
Yeah.
Also,
Man, I wish it was still back in the day when they had Mario Chalmers, and they're pretty kick butt back then.
yeah, they had Mario Chalmers made one lucky shot, okay?
One lucky shot. Yeah, right.
One lucky shot.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose and that Memphis squad was legit. No, I'll give KU their credit. That was a heck of a win. Good for KU to bring another national championship to the Big 12 Conference. That's what we love to see. Wish Texas Tech could have pulled it off last season, but props to Virginia for getting their national championship. Would have been cool to see the Big 12 get another one, but nobody really is listening in right now to talk about college basketball. I assume people want to know what's going on with Humboldt and Eureka, and clock's at 0, so we're ready to start the third quarter, and Eureka is going to kick this one off momentarily. Excuse me, I had a cough there. Again, I'm a little under the weather. Doing my best here. Probably why I've been complaining about the officials so much is
Got to blame it on something.
I got a head cold, and I'm just aggravated with it, and so bad calls seem a lot worse to me tonight. So Humboldt got their kick return team out there. Ball's teed up. Eureka's going to kick this one off, and the third quarter is officially underway. And that's a line drive kick going to be returned. Cooper J-Row, he's going to cut back towards the middle of the field. He's going to be taken down at about the 27-yard line, and that is where Humboldt will take over. And the Humboldt offense, very inconsistent so far here tonight. They've had some good plays, but had a lot of backwards negative plays. So I would assume the message at halftime was eliminate negative plays and
get your butt in gear.
I mean, realistically, if you eliminate the negative plays, everything should play out fairly well, because that's just been the Achilles heel so far here tonight. So Haviland will be in the shotgun set. They had two receivers on the near side. Now J-Ro going to go back to the far side. Snap is to Haviland. He'll give to Coronado. Coronado up the middle, and Coronado will pick up about 3. We've got a penalty on the field. Thought we might have a little bit better half here, but penalty on the field. That's going to be a hold on Humboldt. So again, like I just said, step 1, avoid negative plays, and 1 play in, and we've got a negative play.
Flag, yeah.
So not the way Humboldt wants to be going right now. It's going to take a quote-unquote big play to correct that mistake. That'll move the ball back to the 19-yard line. Set up 1st and 20.
In case you're just now tuning in, you can actually catch the live stream that we got going on YouTube, KKOY 1460 AM.
Haviland in the shotgun set. 2 receivers to the far side. Coronado behind him. Haviland going to keep it himself, and he is losing yards, and he's going to be pushed to the ground. And the official throwing his hat, and usually that's used as a second flag. I don't know if he was using that as a ball spot, as he was trying to make sure Haviland wasn't getting thrown to the ground. It looks like he was using that as a ball spotter. All right, whatever you want to do.
So it's going to be at the Humboldt 13-yard line.
It's going to set up a 2nd and 20, about 6. So just saw a score. Caney leading Neota Shea 41-0 after 3 quarters.
2nd and 25 instead of 26. But
so Haviland going to be in the shotgun set. Man in motion. He'll fake it. Haviland looking to throw, and Haviland somehow stays on his feet. Haviland cutting back upfield. Still going, trying to fight for extra yards, and he'll get up to about the 25-yard line.
Hit hard, man, and he still stayed up.
I think that
was like a brick wall. That dude didn't know what he got hit by.
The defensive lineman didn't want to get penalized for hitting him too hard. He pulled up at the last second, and Haviland didn't go down. The biggest thing you've got to remember is that Haviland isn't a typical quarterback. 9 out of 10 quarterbacks fall down.
Yeah, we got Connor Haviland. Man, he's
9 out of 10 quarterbacks fall down. Haviland's a running back. He doesn't just go down that easy.
They don't have any money, but
Haviland going to keep it himself. He's looking up the middle, and a little bit too patient running there. And Haviland will pick up about 6, but that'll still set up a 4th and 9. So Humboldt likely going to punt.
4th and 8, 9:30 left on the
Humboldt's going to fake one of these, Cody. Just not this one. And a good spiraling kick by Haviland. And this one's on the ground.
Get it.
It's still on the ground.
Humboldt got it.
Humboldt got it.
Oh,
and Eureka falls on it, and a wasted opportunity there as that ball sat on the ground for quite a while.
Minute, yeah.
Nonetheless, a good punt. As
I'm
that
up here standing up in my seat, man. Like
that sets up poor field position for Eureka, as they're now back at their own 20, and they're still moving.
I tell you what, if you guys haven't catched the live stream on our YouTube page or at KKOY.com, man, I would highly recommend it, because you can see exactly what we're talking about on these plays, and it's clear as day. I mean, it's nice. Got bad eyesight like I do. You can't see from all the way up here, all the way down there. So.
Low
Wrapped
on
up.
the carry, and he's going nowhere. He'll actually lose about a yard, maybe 2. The official still moving backwards on the far
Number
side.
7, Speed Hepker with the stop.
So that'll set up a 2nd and 12 for the Tornadoes. And that'll put Larkham back in the shotgun set, running back to his left, 2 receivers to each side, a likely passing situation. He'll look to his right, and that one is caught, and still fighting for yards, as it'll be a gain of about 7, maybe 8. Set up about a 3rd and 5 for the Tornadoes.
Gunnar Elder on that stop. Going to be 3rd and 4. Ball on the 25-yard line.
Larkham shotgun set, 2 running backs in the backfield with him. And he'll give to Estorino. Estorino to the right side, and Haviland comes flying in.
Get down.
And a great stop by Connor Haviland. That'll set up 4th and a long 2. And kind of curious what Eureka will do here. It looks like they're going to punt. However, 4th and short, we'll see. So Garrison Spoots in punting formation, but if I'm Humboldt, I'm not trusting this. I want to make sure everybody's covered. Here's the snap, and Spoots will kick it end over end. And J-Ro fields this one, and he's got room on the left side. J-Ro down the sideline, lowers his shoulder. Whoo, that was a big hit. Brings it back all the way to about the 36-yard line of Eureka. Great field position for the Cubs. As things are going smoothly, I guess that's going to be back at the 37-yard line, but still, a great field position for the Cubs. And you feel like if Humboldt doesn't score on this possession, that is a huge wasted opportunity. Haviland gets the snap. He'll fake to Coronado. Looking to
It's good.
Pass completed, and that is Kyle Cobald.
Looks
Pass
like it's
going to be completed for about 3 yards. 2 yards.
It's going to be on the 35-yard line.
So a completed pass, but just a net gain of 2 yards as Haviland, after the play action and trying to avoid the defender, still had to throw the ball about 12 yards just to gain 2.
Yeah, that gains of 2 is better than a loss for 2. So.
Oh, absolutely. So Haviland shotgun set, J-Ro in motion, fake to J-Ro. Now the pitch to Coronado. Coronado's got some room on the outside. Coronado gonna pick up 10, 20, see where they spot him out of bounds. It's gonna be gain of about 21.
6:16 left in the second quarter.
So that'll set up 1st and 10 at the 16 as Humboldt now in the red zone. Shotgun set, 2 receivers to each side, and he's still going.
He's still pushing. They're pushing. It's at least a 15-yard. At least a 15-yard make.
It looked like a direct snap to Kyle Cobald. And it's going to be a pickup of about 13. He'll set up 1st and goal from the 4. And I'm not convinced that that pile was stopped. There was 3 officials right on it. And the official at the near sideline blew his whistle. saying forward progress had been stopped. I understand player safety.
Right.
But, man, that pile was moving. So a great opportunity here for Humboldt if they can punch this in. Snap to Haviland. He will follow Coronado to the right side. And he's in. Touchdown Humboldt. And just like that, after a horrendous first quarter, Humboldt, for the first time tonight, takes the lead. It's 20-16 with the 2-point conversion still pending. So just like that, kind of hoping to see that on the first drive of the half, but the defense doing their job. And a lot of distractions going on up here in the booth. The 2-point conversion. Haviland gets the snap. He's running right and lowers his shoulder, reaching for the goal line. He's in. So just like that, a 6-point lead for the Cubs, 22-16, 5:18 to play here in the third quarter. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Hi, this is Johnny Erickson with Iola. I'm the safety who uses a wheelchair and resides in a nearby nursing home. Before the life-changing accident, my son had a house full of stuff. But things have changed. This urban visitor found out it's true. At a small size of her living alcove in that nursing home, it's only a room for a bed and chest of drawers. She would have hoped for a large, spacious living room, but since that wasn't possible, my son subdued her heart's desires to match her situation. She said to look at this photos with flower arrangement, a colorful half gathered flat on the wall of a red board. My friend has made that little space into a real home. She scaled down her heart's desires and fashioned a cozy nest out of a tight, cramped space. By equalizing her desires with her circumstances, my friend found contentment. A brief thought that disability can't stop afterward. It's how you can stop contentment too. Let's get back to the game on your own Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola as the Humboldt Cubs have taken a 22-16 lead over the Eureka Tornadoes. Humboldt going to kick off, and it's a short, wobbly kick, but fielded cleanly by Eureka, and they're going to return this one all the way to their own 44-yard line. So great field position for the Tornadoes. For the first time tonight, Eureka trailing in this one. A couple other
Humboldt can just keep it.
Couple other scores real fast for you. St. Paul, they knocked off West Elk 52-6. That's final. That one ended early. Cade Larkham back in the quarterback, and he's looking to throw. He's rolling out, getting chased by Hall, and throws that one incomplete. And it's good hustle by Joshua Hall to force that throw just a little bit earlier than Larkham wanted to make it. Yeah, quick shout out to Destiny back in the studio, trying to give me a score update on the St. Paul game and try to tell me St. Paul lost. I know better. Albertini kids too good. Big win by the Indians. St. Paul, they knocked off West Elk tonight 52-6. Larkham back in the shotgun set, 2 receivers to each side. Larkham looking to throw once again. This time completed. It's number 16, Justin Zimmers, driving his feet. He'll end up picking up about 5, so that'll set up a 3rd and 5 at midfield exactly. Ball nose of the football, touching the 50. Third, and we'll call it a long 4. big play here for Eureka as Humboldt riding the momentum as they've taken a 22-16 lead after being down 16-0. Snap to Larkham. Here comes the blitz. It's a quick screen over the middle, and it's going to be enough for the first down and more. He's down to the 20, the 10. This is going to be a Eureka touchdown and a busted play for the defense as a perfectly run screen over the middle and a couple of missed tackles, and just like that, Eureka ties this one up 22 all after Humboldt had scored 22 unanswered to take the lead for the first time. But the conversion now pending with Eureka an opportunity to take the lead right back.
The way it's going, man, it could be overtime.
It's been a fun one, that's for sure.
It's actually competition now because the last two games, man, they just kind of ran with it and they just got to go. But this one, they're actually having some competition and getting the best out of them in it.
Yeah, Eureka, a solid team. I give Eureka credit. I didn't know what to expect. It makes me think that Caney's loaded.
I was not expecting this.
Caney handled Eureka pretty decently last week. Larkham looking to throw, receiver wide open, but Larkham going to walk in. And it makes it 24-22. Eureka on top with 4:03 to go here in the third quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Let's get back in the game with your home for the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola as the Eureka Tornadoes have taken a 24-22 lead midway through the third quarter, actually a little bit over midway through the third quarter, but this is probably the game that Humboldt really needed, win or lose tonight, as last season, the whole regular season was kind of a cakewalk, and it's kind of been that way so far. But a good game here for the Cubs as Cooper Jaro looking to take this one to the house.
Oh, he ran out. He would have had that.
Jaro losing his balance just a hair, and a good play there by the kicker. Just enough to get Jaro to go out of bounds, but Jaro returning this one all the way just past midfield. So it'll be in Eureka territory. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Eureka 48.5 yard line. So a good break there for the Cubs with a good return by the kick return team of the Cubs, especially Cooper Jaro. Haviland in the backfield, full house set, 3 running backs there with him. Gives to Coronado, and Coronado will pick up about 3. So sets up a second, I guess we're going to say 2nd and 8. Move the stick back just a little bit. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line.
3:23 and counting, third quarter.
Haviland in the backfield, 2 receivers to the far side. Receiver in motion. Give to Coronado up the middle, and Coronado will go down very quickly after picking up, 2, maybe 3. It's going to set up a 3rd and 6 for the Cubs. And the tee just got thrown off the field. Could have been dangerous. They were getting pretty close to the tee. That would have not felt good if someone got tackled right on top of that or stepped on it.
Ankle on that.
Yeah. Haviland going to have the full house backfield there with him again. 3 backs with Haviland. Haviland going to keep it this time, and he will go down Ball comes out. He was clearly down. Yeah, the official on the near side going to call him down. And Haviland picking up about 1.5 yards. It'll set up 4th and about 5. I'm going to say Humboldt goes for this one. And Coach Wyrick looking over his play sheet. And I have been corrected. Connor Haviland isn't on the field. That's Gavin Page out there at the quarterback position. So Page, 4th and 5. He's in the backfield all by himself. Coronado in motion. Coronado's going to get it, and he's going to lose 5 yards. And that's a tough possession for Gavin Page as the first 4th down of the game that Humboldt goes for, and it's the 4th play of the game at quarterback for Gavin Page. And I know that he's fully capable of doing that, but not really in the flow of playing quarterback all game. That's a tough position for him to be in. But yeah, the bigger question is what's going on with Connor Haviland, as he's not in the game right now. So Eureka going to take over. Estorino gets the carry. He's to the outside, cuts it back upfield. Estorino's still going, and he's going to make it all the way down to the 15-yard line. Should have been a block in the back as Joshua Hall's.
And a flag.
Joshua Hall's helmet got ripped off, and he was showing the official his helmet came off. And if this goes on Hall for having his helmet off, this will be the biggest joke of an officiating crew I've ever seen.
I'll tell you what, man, it looked like he really stepped out right here.
Because that official looked at Hull and threw the flag. Hull got his head ripped off as he was blocked in the back. There's 2 flags. There's a flag back at the 49-yard line as well. We'll see what we've got. We've got a hold on Eureka, a dead ball, unsportsmanlike on Humboldt. That's a bad call. And yeah, Coach Wyrick walking out onto the field, as that's a horrible call. And nonetheless, the fouls will offset, so it's a much worse penalty in the long run for Eureka, as it marks off the huge play, the huge run from Estorino. The official call will be holding on Eureka. So we're going to mark off the 10 yards. Now we got unsportsmanlike on Humboldt. So it's going to be 1st and 4 for the Tornadoes at the Humboldt 46-yard line. These numbers aren't adding up. You have a 10-yard and then a 15-yard. So, yeah, nonetheless, it's 1st and 4 for Eureka. Larkham gets the snap. Give to Lowe in the backfield. And Lowe making moves, and he will go down.
And another flag on the play.
Flag thrown at midfield by the white hat.
Yeah, that's right
holding
on
on
the
Eureka.
line.
And after Hull had picked up the unsportsmanlike, he came off the field for one play, but he'll go back out there. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's just kind of one of the rules they have as a school or as a team.
Probably
If you pick up an unsportsmanlike, you have to sit out a play. So that'll set up a first and about 17 for Eureka. Again, Eureka leading 24-22 with 1:10 and counting here in the third quarter. And Haviland back out on the field on defense at the safety position. Larkham shotgun set, looking to throw. It's going to be a screen to the left side. Larkham went down hard. That could have been a roughing the passer on Humboldt. No call made. And Larkham's still sitting down. And Larkham now getting up. Humboldt might have got away with a roughing the passer penalty there. Still a 9-yard gain on the pass, so that'll set up a 2nd and 8 for Eureka.
25 seconds left.
Taylor Lastman for Humboldt with the big hit on Larkham.
20 seconds. Eureka's hurrying up to the line.
Larkham shotgun set, 2 receivers to each side, running back to his left. Larkham looking to throw. It's completed, and breaking tackles is number 16, Justin Zimmers. And Zimmers will go down.
And that's the end of the third quarter, sorry.
You're good. Zimmers picking up about 3, so that'll be a 3rd and 5 when we return. Right now we're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cup football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
The Monarch Sealing Company has been committed to quality and excellence for more than 100 years. The employees of Monarch have worked hard to produce the highest quality cement for its customers. We don't stop at just making the highest quality cement. The Monarch family of companies extends into the realm of ready-mix concrete products, and sundry building materials. Monarch employees share a commitment to quality essential to meeting the varied applications of their customers. Monarch Sealing Company, dedicated to quality and craftsmanship for over a century.
Let's get back to the game on your own Humboldt Cubs 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola, we're getting ready to start the fourth quarter as Humboldt trails 24-22 to the Eureka Tornadoes, and we've got some serious drama as the rain is starting to fall again. It's going to be a heck of a fourth quarter, I think, Cody. It's been a wild game so far.
Yeah.
It's been an out-of-control game so far, but a game that Humboldt definitely sees as a winnable game.
Both teams coming back out on the field, 24-22, Eureka. Ball is placed on the 48-yard line.
So snap going to go to Larkham. He's going to give to his back up the middle. Lowe's going to get enough for the first down and more. Lowe's still going. He's going to make it all the way down to the Humboldt 34-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of about 14. And that'll set up a 1st and 10 for Eureka as they are driving further and further into Humboldt territory. So Larkham and the Tornadoes will break the huddle. Larkham shotgun set. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, tailback behind him. Give will be to his tailback. That looks like Estorino. And that's going to be a gain of about 3, maybe 4. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7 from the 31-yard line. So Eureka breaking the huddle once again. Again, Eureka driving as we go under the 11-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Larkham, 2 running backs behind him. Gives to Lowe. Lowe got room on the outside. And tackle made by Speed Hepker. But not after Lowe picks up a first down. Well, that's going to be 1st and 10. And it looks like the ball's going to be right at the 20-yard line. So Eureka in the red zone. And Humboldt might need to find their best defensive package right here because they desperately need a stop. However, keep in mind, a Eureka tornado, it would still be a one-possession game if Humboldt can stop the conversion. Larkham gets the snap, gives to his tailback who is going absolutely nowhere. That's actually going to be a loss of about 1, so that'll set up a 2nd and 11 for the Tornadoes. Yeah, they're actually going to give him a 2-yard loss on that one, so it'll be 2nd and 12. And that's probably the play Humboldt needed there. Humboldt, again, really needing a stop here. I know they've forced 2 turnovers in the red zone already tonight. Third time hopefully is not a charm for Eureka. Snap to Larkham. He's looking to throw. He gets it away. Pass is somehow completed. And receiver breaking tackle is going to pick up about 7, maybe 8. See where they spot this thing. That was a great catch by the Eureka receiver. It's going to set up 3rd and 4. Ball's going to be right on about, the official's not putting the ball on the ground.
Looks like Connor Haviland's back in the game.
Official's trying to keep the ball dry, so he's not setting it down yet. He's got a towel on his waistband. Going to be at about the 14-yard line, so 3rd and 4, big 3rd down play for the Humboldt defense. Larkham shotgun set, 2 receivers, 2 each side. He gives to his running back, moving to the right side. Lowe looking to break a tackle, and Lowe going to make it to about the 8-yard line, but that's going to be enough for a 1st down. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 8. So Eureka now inside the 10. Ball will be spotted at the 8-yard line. 8.5 to go here in the 4th quarter. Larkham back in the shotgun set, 2 running backs behind him, 2 receivers to the far side. Snap, give to the tailback running to the right, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be no gain as Kyle Cobald pushes Lowe out of bounds. And Humboldt's, looks like Speed Hepker getting up a little slowly. And he did get up, but the officials blew the whistle dead, so Hepker will have to come off the field for at least 1 play. Hepker looks like he's cramping up on the far sideline. He hit the sideline and immediately went to the ground and put both legs up in the air. Usually that's a sign of leg cramps. Oh, Larkham back in the shotgun set. 2 running backs again. That's kind of been their formation this entire drive. Give to Estorino up the middle, and that pile still moving. And when that happened to Humboldt, they blew it dead. The near official is going to let this one go this time. Literally the exact same spot on the field, but whatever. They're going to spot the ball at the 3-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 3, 7:33 and counting in the 4th quarter. Humboldt really needs a stop here. Larkham shotgun set, 2 running backs once again. Gives to Lowe, going to the right side, and he will be short. Going to gain about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. So this will set up a huge 4th down play where the only two scenarios are a Eureka touchdown or Humboldt takes over on downs.
Yep.
This is a huge play. By far and away the biggest play of this so far short season for the Humboldt defense. Crowd for both sides. Well, Humboldt crowd not really up on their feet, but making noise. Eureka crowd up and making noise, which usually isn't what you want to do when your offense is out there, but we'll take it. Biggest play of the game so far. Larkham gets the snap, gives to his running back, and breaks a tackle, and he's in there for a touchdown. And Isaiah Coronado almost had a tackle in the backfield, but Estorino able to break through it and get around the left side in there for a touchdown. And that makes it 30-22 Eureka with 6:23 to go here in the fourth quarter. 2-point conversion looming large, as
They got to stop this 2-point
if Eureka
conversion.
gets this, it's a two-possession game.
They
As
can't-
big as that fourth down play was, this play is even bigger. Larkham shotgun set, two running backs behind him. Give is up the middle. And he's in there. It's good. 10-point lead for Eureka, 6:23 to go. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Humboldt Cub football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Hi, this is Ryan Briscoe, State Farm Agent Schmidt. I think it's important to protect your family in the event of any emergency. Come see me today in downtown Schmidt at 205 East Main. Let me help protect your family with auto, home, life, or health insurance, as well as protecting your family's financial future. Come say hi to downtown offices in Schmidt or schedule an appointment by calling 620-421-2680.
Let's get back in the game on your own for the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola, and probably the toughest regular season adversity that Humboldt has faced in 2, maybe 3 years now, as it's a 10-point deficit with 6:23 to go. I know last season Humboldt didn't even give up double digits until the final regular season game of the year, now giving up 32 to Eureka. And again, a two-possession game, so not only does Humboldt need to score, they need to score rather quickly.
Yeah. Nice run back would be nice.
Yeah, Cooper Jaro has had some pretty good returns. This would be a good time to take one to the house. If I'm Eureka, I actually don't kick this to Cooper Jaro. We'll see. He's had a pretty good night returning kicks. We'll see. This one's going to be up high and short. And it's going to be, looks like Gunnar Elder. And there's a flag on the field. And that's a late hit. Yep. And a player for Eureka might get tossed, actually. We'll see. The official throwing his flag and then throwing his hat, which is used as a second flag. He had a flag in his pocket, which he pulled out to replace his hat.
Yeah, coaches.
Man, coaches ripping that guy a new one. Say, if he doesn't get tossed from this game, I don't know if the coach lets him play.
How about he's out for the game?
It's been one thing when Humboldt's got unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, because for the most part, Coach Wyrick has been more upset with the official than the player. That was a clear late, little extra push by Eureka after Elder had gone out of bounds and the play had been blown dead. The officials still discussing. I feel like the first penalty flag on the play is probably on Humboldt. Otherwise, there wouldn't be much of a discussion here. Is there 3 flags?
I seen 2.
Is there one at the 46-yard line way over on the sideline, or is that a cleat?
That's
a flag,
that's
isn't
a
it?
flag.
So there's 3
There's
penalty
one there,
flags.
There's one there and one there.
And there's another one up here.
Yeah, then there is 3.
There's 3 penalty flags. You got unsportsmanlike, personal foul on Eureka.
Looks like they said 2 personals on Eureka and 1 on Humboldt Cubs.
Man, coach over here for
He's
Eureka.
heated.
He's still giving it to that player. So we're going to go back 10 yards for a hold. And then we're going to go up.
15.
Nope, he's still going.
18, 19, 20. Dang.
Third. Oh, man, these guys are bad.
Dude, he just went 30.
Oh, this has been a poorly officiated football game.
What?
I try not to be hard on these guys, but, man. And I know the excuse is.
Dude, it was at the 10-yard line.
I know the excuse is if you think you can do better, why don't you do it? But
what?
This has been a poorly called game. Regardless of the outcome, Eureka's played better tonight.
Yeah, but
through 42 minutes of football, Eureka's played better. This has been just an unfortunate night. Nonetheless, Haviland shotgun formation. He'll give to Coronado. Coronado going to pick up about 5.
You can just see that rain falling.
Yeah, rain has definitely picked up. Yeah, you can even see it on the live stream.
Really good.
Got an officials timeout. And they're making a player leave the field. Due to a player immediately went down, looked like a cramp, rubbing that left leg out. I'm surprised how many cramps we've seen tonight. It's a much cooler night, but still, I mean, I understand it's tough. Full house backfield. Haviland gets the snap, gives to Coronado going up the middle. Coronado going to pick up about 4. Going to set up about a 3rd and 2. And say, I know you've got to score twice, but I'd like to see a little more up-tempo. Haviland shotgun set. Ball's on the ground. Haviland picks it up. It's going to be a loss of about 5. So
Yeah, about 4 and 7.
4th and 7 is play of the game. I mean, if you're Eureka, you probably think this is the game if you can get a stop here. Call it 4th and a long 7. And this is one time if you're Humboldt, you know what, you take your time, make sure you got the perfect play call. Snap to Haviland. He's looking to throw. He's going to throw one over the middle, and it falls incomplete. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Eureka will take over. And with that, it's likely going to take a miracle for Humboldt to win this football game. I know it's a long season, but through 3 weeks, I think that a lot of people, especially around the league and the area, this could go down as the upset of the year.
Yep.
Based upon preseason rankings, at least.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Larkham gets the snap, gives to his back, and he's at midfield, still going to the 40, and he'll be taken down by Haviland. And that one was Britt Escarino. We've got a flag in the backfield. It's going to be a hold on Eureka, and Eureka is going to be upset about this call, but if nothing else, Eureka is going to have more field and more time to run the clock now. As much as that big play was nice, you want 5-6 yards per carry right now so you can just run the clock out. So a big run that felt like an exclamation point, if you want to say, for Eureka. It's going to get wiped off, and it's going to set up a first and about 18. So Larkham shotgun set, 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to pass. And it's going to be completed, and that's a hold. Yep, good call. And just let them run as this one's coming back. As it's going to be on number 2, Garrison Spoots. Clear hold as that's 2 big plays for Eureka. There's another flag out on the field as well. The flag that's about at the 47, 48-yard line. That was the initial hold. We'll see what the call is at the flag. It's about the 34-yard line. Holding on Eureka. Personal foul on Humboldt. So offsetting penalties. However, it's going to wipe out a touchdown, and this one's going to come all the way back to the 28-yard line as offsetting penalties. And this has been a rough couple of plays for Eureka, who's just trying to put this game away. So the offsetting penalties will replay first down. It'll be first and call it 18 from the 28-yard line. Larkham shotgun set once again. 2 receivers to each side. Larkham going to give to his running back, who's going to pick up about 3, and that'll set up a 2nd and 15 here with 4 minutes and counting.
Colton Slocum on the tackle.
So Eureka's had these 2 big plays, but
2nd and 14.
Probably want to focus more on just running the ball and see if they can run as much clock as possible, because if you're Eureka, your worst friend right now is every penalty that's been called tonight. Your best friend right now is the clock. Larkham trips to his right. Quick pitch, ball's on the ground, and looks like Brennan Lowe. And smartly, Lowe just falling on it, as instincts, I'm sure, said to try to pick it up and run, but smartly just falling down on it to retain possession, because, hey, a turnover there gave Humboldt life. Eureka smartly using as much time as they're allowed. Of course, no play clock here, so we are relying on the officials. Eureka might actually take a timeout here, as they haven't even called a play. Eureka going to take a timeout, and the back judge, his responsibility in fields like this where there is no play clock is to have the play clock. Unfortunately, if you're a coach, it's hard to
tell when they start
tell. Yeah, usually they'll put their hand up at 10 seconds, and then at 5 seconds they'll start to count down. Coach Wyrick on the far side, not a happy camper. He's got his defense in a huddle over there, and see his arms flying around a little bit. Doesn't look like a super happy guy right now. Yeah, they just said over the PA, Humboldt, or excuse me, Eureka, they get a home game next week, and not a home game like this. They get a real home game. That's about a year and a half too long, as they lost most of their stadium due to that devastating tornado.
Tornado. Yep.
And good for them. Not only do they get a big homecoming game, they might be coming off their biggest win in quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Larkham going to look to throw, and he's going to throw this one up for grabs. And that one's going to get broken up. And really understand that play call at all, as the incomplete pass will stop the clock. So you could have, bare minimum at least, tried to get Humboldt to run some, force Humboldt to use a timeout if they didn't want the clock to run. I don't know how much Humboldt practices a pump block, but if they've practiced it at all, this would be the time to try to use it. I don't know if Connor Haviland's out on the field, but if he is, I would have him coming off the edge somewhere. Cooper J-Row going to be back to receive this punt. And punt is away, end over end. J-Row fields it cleanly. J-Row going up the middle, and he'll get tackled at about the 49-yard line. So with 2:21 to go, Humboldt will take over near midfield, and Humboldt needs to score probably this play as soon as possible. It's going to take a quick score, an onside kick, and then another quick score. If you've got any kind of trick play in your book, I don't know.
Now's the time to do it.
Now might be the time to try it out. And yep, Humboldt going to go swinging gate from midfield. And now they're audibling from the swinging gate from midfield. Cooper J-Row going to go in motion. It's going to be an option play. And play just didn't quite work. Flag is out. However, that'll stop the clock momentarily to see what the foul call is.
And Connor Haviland is out there.
Personal foul, face mask on Eureka, so we'll take the yards, plus it'll stop the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually a big play for Humboldt.
Clock's at 2:14 right now.
Yeah, and the clock shouldn't stop, or shouldn't start until the
ball's height.
Until the ball is snapped. However, who knows, they may start the clock. I don't know. It's been one of those nights. The ball's going to be taken all the way down to the 33-yard line of Eureka. With 2:14 to go, Humboldt not out of it just yet. Oh man, they're going to start the clock. Okay. So Haviland, shotgun set. He's looking to throw. And he's got a man on the sideline.
That was a complete pass.
It was completed. Ball down to about that's the far side of the field. I couldn't tell you to save my life right now. Close to the 10. Looks like they're inside the 10-yard line. But about the 9. I don't know if they called him out of bounds or if they said he was tackled first. Nope. So clock won't start until the snap. So Humboldt needs to score on this play.
Yep.
And they've still got a chance. This has been probably the best offensive drive of the game. I understand that Eureka probably playing a little bit of a prevent defense, but this has been pretty successful here for Humboldt.
They're right in the red zone, so.
Snap to Haviland. Haviland going to go right up the gut. Still going. He's going to get down to about the 2-yard line, and Humboldt needs to go quickly. And if I'm Humboldt, I'm literally running the same play. Just go.
Go. Clock's still running.
2nd and goal from the 2. Haviland gets the snap. And not sure who got it, but they're in there. It's a Humboldt touchdown. So just like that, Humboldt within 4 with 1:33 to go. And the 2-point conversion really means absolutely nothing at this point, because whether you get 2 or not, it's going to be a 1-possession game. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but if I'm Humboldt, I literally just take a knee here and not use a bunch of energy. And they're going to go swinging gate formation. Again, don't overthink this. This play means nothing. At no point, win or loss, is this play going to have any bearing on the outcome of this game. We're going to go swinging gate formation. Haviland shotgun set with Coronado right behind him. And it's going to be a completed pass to Cobalt, so the conversion is good. So it's 32-30, 1:33 to go, and time to get your hands team ready.
They need an onside kick.
Humboldt needs a perfectly placed kick, pray that somebody for Eureka has wet gloves, and pray again that somebody for Humboldt had dry gloves.
I'd say I think Humboldt still has a timeout, right?
They've got at least 2, if not all 3.
I think they got 2. Yeah.
And the one thing I will go back to, if Humboldt can pull off a miracle here, something I'll go back to, why on earth did Eureka throw on 3rd and 15 with 3 minutes left? Another thing, if Humboldt loses this game, you know what I'm going to go back to? 2-point conversions. Eureka went 4 for 4 on 2-point conversions tonight, and right now, that's the difference in the game.
Yeah.
So Humboldt actually setting up in a pretty normal kickoff set. They've got 5 guys on each side, evenly split up. Eureka smartly playing up. Haviland will do the kicking duties. Which way will they go? When it's a quick kick, it is ball. Ball's in. Humboldt. Humboldt's got the football. Humboldt has a chance.
1:30 left on the time clock. 32-30. This could be just what they needed.
Wow. You know what happened?
Called
Eureka
that.
had wet gloves. Coronado, who was the guy that old school football, stands there with his hands up to let everybody know to go. Coronado turned around and kicked it before Haviland got to the football, and then Haviland ended up being the guy to recover the football.
Yep.
Humboldt's in business.
Oh,
a minute and a half to go. Humboldt trailing 32-30. Ball at the Eureka 49-yard line.
Well, they can't lose any. They can't make one single mess up, or it's going to cost them. Right now, they still have this. They still got the chance.
So Haviland will go in the shotgun set. Coronado to his left. J-Ro going to go in motion. Fake to J-Ro. Haviland looking to throw.
Oh.
Haviland going to take the sack. Haviland thought about throwing it. Smartly goes down. Humboldt going to take a timeout to stop the clock. The smartest thing Connor Haviland did there was not throw the ball away and possibly turn it over or get a penalty. Yes, you lost 10 yards on the play. There was no reason to take a penalty and lose 15 more and the down. that was a huge play for Eureka. But if I've noticed anything from this game tonight, one huge play means absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Had a lady just stand up, started yelling at me right there.
We probably
Sorry.
had it coming.
Sorry, lady. It happens.
Just don't block our camera view. That's all I asked for.
Yeah, which big old umbrella. Nah, I'm messing it up.
So now Humboldt facing a 2nd and about 20. And I dare say, very tough situation to be in.
1:22 still left on the clock. Oh, man, if they run this back, man, I'm going to be shaking this booth.
Humboldt comes back. They're going to kick us out of here.
I'll take that.
Haviland in the shotgun set. 2 receivers to the far side. Haviland looking to throw, and Haviland looking to run now. Cuts back left, now to the right, and heading towards the sideline. Get out of bounds to stop the clock. Haviland still going. Oh, the clock will stop momentarily. And Haviland would have been smart to run out of bounds there. Clock stopped a little late. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
An extra 2 seconds ran off.
Hey.
All right, I can't sit down anymore.
No, I know.
It's getting a little exciting. So there is a penalty, it appears. Comes the white hat. Dead ball, personal foul on Eureka.
Eureka.
15 more yards.
Oh,
Holy
man.
cow, Humboldt's driving. Remember all that bad luck in the first half?
No kidding.
It's rearing its ugly head on Eureka right now.
Oh, man. How quick things can just change.
They're going to march this one down
Move
to
it on
the
up. Move it on
15-yard line. 1st and 10, Humboldt. 1:08 to go. And Humboldt is in the red zone.
Smart plays, Humboldt. You got it.
Humboldt still with at least 1 timeout. Haviland shotgun set. 2 receivers each side. Gets the snap, looking to throw. Haviland rolling right. He's going to run to the right side. Smartly getting out of bounds after picking up about 4. Clock will stop with 1:01. That's going to set up about a 2nd and 6. And it looks like actually he stepped out of bounds a little bit earlier than I thought. It's going to be a 2nd and 8. Ball going to be spotted at about the 13.5-yard line. Coach Wyrick signaling in the call to the offense. Haviland shotgun set, 3 receivers to his left, Coronado behind him. Man in motion as Cobalt. Ball's on the ground. Haviland picks up the ball, and he will go down.
He was trying to pick it up, man, but his hands must be slippery.
Humboldt taking a timeout, and it is raining still, and that looked dangerous. Haviland able to get the ball. Everybody for Eureka, and the crowd up here yelling, "Get on the ball! Get on the ball!"
55 seconds exactly left on that play clock. 3rd and 12.
My biggest goal of the year is to get Cody to call the game clock the game clock.
It's the play clock. Play clock, man.
Game clock. The play clock is what they don't have in the stadium because it's old.
Wow.
So yeah, like Cody said, it's going to be 3rd and 12. However, they had 2nd and 20 just a few minutes ago, and they were able to convert that. And albeit it is raining, but this is the situation where, man, I wish they had a kicker. Down 2, you hate that you're in a must-touch, you have to score a touchdown.
I'd give it to Connor Haviland. I bet he could do it.
Let him kick it?
Yeah.
I
mean, you're right there, man.
No doubt. I'm sure he could, but could you get the snap, the hold, and everything?
Perfect. Yeah.
That's so risky.
Sometimes you got to risk it because, man, look how close they are right here.
Haviland going to be in the shotgun set. His center using Haviland's towel to wipe off his hands. Haviland in the shotgun, Coronado to his left. There's the snap. Haviland looking to throw, and it's going to be tipped up, and nearly intercepted by Eureka. Whew. And Humboldt will have one last chance to pick up the first down. It'll be 4th and 12. Cobalt was there, but the defender for Eureka tipping it up just at the last second.
This is going to be the nick of the game.
And I've said this is the play of the game like 5 times tonight, but this is the play of the game. Humboldt will use their final timeout.
Either they got it or they don't. This is the moment of truth right here. Oh, man.
Obviously, we're going to keep things here. I would hate to accidentally take a too long of a break and miss this play. This is I would be shocked if we have a bigger play this season. I don't want to say this is the play of the year, but
this close with scoring.
32 to 30, 4th and 12 from the 17-yard line. I would be shocked to see a bigger play, really, for either team this year. It could happen, but the odds are slim. I don't know what play call you've got. I would use one of your bread and butter basic plays, but at the same time, you have to pick up 12 yards.
This is perfect where a field goal come in at. Perfect.
You wish.
I mean, that's something, I mean, if I was the coach, that's something I would be working on.
I mean,
there's moments like this that you really need that.
You'd be looking at a 35-yard kick here, which is super risky. That'd be risky. That'd be risky if you had a good kicker with the rain. So Haviland going to go back out there, shotgun set. He'll have 2 receivers to his far side, Coronado to his left.
Come on, Humboldt.
Here's the snap. Haviland looking to pass. Now he's going to run. He's got room on the left side. He's going to have to make a move, and he didn't score, but he got to the 1-yard line. He got to the 1-yard line. He picked up the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal, Humboldt, from the 1, maybe the 1.5. First down, Humboldt. This thing's not over yet.
40 seconds, exactly.
Eureka fans were cheering at first, not realizing Haviland had picked up the first down.
Oh, man.
It's 1st and goal, Humboldt, from about the 1-yard line. See where they officially put the ball. Yeah, Humboldt was excited, Eureka was excited at first, not realizing the first down had been gained.
You got happy too soon, man. Can't have that.
And Haviland getting out of bounds as well, stopping the clock. It'll be at about the 1.5-yard line, and
he just needs.
I'm running quarterback. I'm quarterback right up the middle, no matter what.
Yep.
Nothing cute, because you've got 2 plays if it doesn't work. Haviland shotgun set, 2 receivers each side, J-Row in motion. Haviland will follow him. He's in there, touchdown, Humboldt. Humboldt's got the lead, 36-32, 37.1 seconds to go. And I said this would take a miracle.
Hey,
it didn't take a miracle. This wasn't a miracle. I guess maybe the onside kick was a miracle. You rarely see that work. But the fact that Humboldt has come back and taken the lead is unbelievable, as it was 16-0 Eureka. Humboldt scoring 22 unanswered, and then Eureka answering with 16 points of their own to take the lead back, just for Humboldt to score twice in the final 3 minutes of the game.
Just got message that Chanute won 42-0.
Yeah, over Iola.
Yeah.
That's a good win for the Blue Comets, but big conversion here, as actually this could loom large. Haviland going to take the snap. Fake to Jaro. Haviland's in there. It's good. So that's a 6-point lead. Humboldt, if they were to give up a touchdown, could still force overtime. Eureka must score a touchdown, however, to at least tie this thing up with 37.1 seconds left. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout, 30 seconds if you'll allow it. You're listening to Humboldt Cub Football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
Let's get it.
My name is Plans are now available at Eastside Tire in Humboldt. Over 90% of applicants will be approved for financing when you purchase goods or services from your friends at Eastside Tire. The approval process takes less than 30 minutes and you can be approved up to $5,000. At Eastside Tire, we're here when you need a little help with that big purchase. For all your tire, alignment, brake, and front-end repair needs on vehicles large and small, contact Eastside Tire in Humboldt and ask about our new financing options.
Let's get back to the game with your home for the Humboldt Cubs, 1460 AM and 99.9 FM.
Back here in Iola as the Humboldt Cubs have taken a 38-32 lead with 37.1 seconds left after trailing 32-22 with about 3.5 to go. This is simply incredible. This is stuff that you dream about as a high school athlete, to make a comeback like this. Humboldt going to kick it off. Haviland kicks it deep, and it's going to hit the ground, fielded at the 19-yard line, and it'll be returned to the 30 with 32.5 seconds remaining. So Eureka needs to go 70 yards in 32.5 seconds. The Humboldt defense essentially can give up 69 yards of offense in 32.5 seconds. Ideally, you don't, but
Yeah.
you can.
Rare, but possible.
What a game.
Hey, what I tell you.
What a game.
What I tell you.
So Larkin will go in the shotgun set. He'll have 2 receivers to each side and a tight end on the far side. Larkin rolls to his left, looking to throw. He's looking deep, and it will be incomplete. 25.7 seconds to go, and it'll be 2nd and 10 for Eureka. And there is a flag on the far side of the field. An illegal procedure, and
Going to be on Eureka.
you should accept that one to push him back.
Yep.
Because
I'm sure
now
they
all of
will.
a sudden the clock became the friend of Humboldt. I'm just saying,
It was a friend of
if Eureka would have run the ball on that 3rd and 15 instead of throwing the ball, there wouldn't be 30 seconds on the clock.
No, it'd be
And,
done.
and Humboldt would have had one less timeout to use on that 4th down play.
Yep.
That was a very big play. Larkham shotgun set, 3 receivers to his right. He's looking to throw. Now running for his life.
Hey,
Somebody's
there's a helmet off. There's a helmet off.
And that ball is, ooh, Speed Hepker nearly intercepting that one and ending this game. But it will fall harmlessly to the ground, incomplete. 17.9 seconds to go. It's going to be 2nd and 16 for Eureka.
Oh, man.
And Connor Haviland at the safety position most of the night, been about 13, 14 yards off the ball. This play, he's lined up about 20 yards off the ball, which I don't know, I'd probably play deeper than that. Shotgun set, here's the snap, looking deep. Oh, and he's running for his life. Still going. And Eureka will use a timeout. 10.3 to go. And Larkham picking up about 8 on that one. However, it's going to set up a 3rd and 9 with 10.3 to go here in the game, or in the 4th quarter, I should say. You never know. Again, we're going to keep it here during this timeout. Late game, I couldn't imagine breaking away right now.
Oh, I know.
It's been a great night for football. This is football weather. And pregame, I dogged the field here in Iola a little bit, but you know what? There hasn't really been any issues due to the field conditions. It's rained most of the night, never a hard rain, that annoying light rain that nobody likes ever, where you don't know what setting to put your windshield wipers on. It's been that kind of rain all night. Been a good night of football. The old school unique stadium, everybody on one side, both cheer squads on one side going at it. It's been a heck of a night of football, and we're down to 10.3 seconds left, and Eureka trying to go 70 yards in these final 10.3 seconds to see if they can tie this one up. Larkham in the shotgun set, 2 receivers to each side, running back to his right. Larkham gets the snap, looking deep, and that is going to fall. It's intercepted by Haviland. Coach is telling him to go down. Haviland going to run the clock out, and now will go to the ground. And actually, that's a fumble. Not a smart play, as that could have been extremely dangerous. Nonetheless, he'll get tackled. Clocks hit 0. Humboldt wins 38-32. Humboldt still undefeated on the season at 3-0. And what could be the game of the year in the Tri-Valley League, it's unbelievable. And we're not going to be able to show you anymore because they've put the screens up. We'll do our best if you can see through the screen. But what a night of football.
I'll tell you what, you want to see a good game of football?
Woo!
Go catch this live stream.
Yeah. Watch the whole game, especially the final 4 minutes of this thing, as it was wild. An incredible win by Humboldt. We are going to take a 3-minute timeout, catch our breath, come back. We'll have some post-game, hopefully talk to head coach Logan Wyrick. You've been listening to Humboldt Cup football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
The 2019 Kansas State Fair is underway and runs through September the 15th. Hi, I'm Carla Nemechek, Director in the Southwind Extension District. Whether you attend the State Fair annually or have never gone before, there is always something new to see. The butter sculpture represents the Wizard of Oz this year, and I hear the fried food is fantastic. K-State Research and Extension is proud of our 4-H exhibitors who have already earned awards and look forward to daily results. Daily results can be found on our Southwind website, southwind.ksu.edu. The Kansas State Fair and 4-H exhibits are only a small part of the total 4-H program in the Southwind Extension District. Are you interested in learning more about 4-H and what it can do for your family? If so, contact K-State Research and Extension in Erie, Iola, Fort Goddard Yates Center, and we'd love to visit with you about 4-H.
Hi, this is Jerry Erickson Howell. I have a friend who uses a wheelchair and resides in a nearby nursing home. Before the wheelchair to an accident, one could have a house full of stuff. But things have changed. Recently, when visiting the center, it's true. But it's no signs of good living household in that nursing home. The same with babies that are born in the chest of drawers. She knew hoped for a large, spacious living area, but since that wasn't possible, my friend subdued her heart's desires to match her situation. She set to work with photos, with flower arrangements, a playful ass gathered plaque on the wall as a headboard. The canvas made that little space into a real home. She scaled down her heart's desires and fashioned a cozy nest out of a tight, cramped space. And equalized in her design to her circumstances.
Family restaurant with locations in Humboldt and Chennai. Outside is the good for Humboldt stars. Just family favorites and public foods. Fries ready for pizza and salads. Dine in or carry out. Buffet and recreations. Every family restaurant is the place to go with special for everyone. For a month already, call 473-330-30. Or for carry-out and delivery in Chennai, call 431-4175. Go Cubs!
The Drive to Zero Coalition reminds us that every life is important and invites you to join the Drive to Zero campaign. Drunk drivers are involved in 1/3 of all traffic crash fatalities. That's over 100 fellow Kansans. Please do your part. Designate a sober driver and get home safely. Buckle up and eliminate distracted driving. And remember, in Kansas, you drink, you drive, you lose. Sponsored.
I sat here and I called this the game of the year. anybody that's in Iola probably would argue that their game with Parsons was the game of the year, week 1, as they went to 5 overtimes. Outside of that game, this was the game of the year.
5 overtime.
That game was incredible, but an incredible win here for Humboldt. I don't think anybody would argue with me that for 44 minutes.
They were trailing like
44 minutes tonight. There's not a person in the stadium that would say Eureka deserved to win this game. Eureka looked like the better football team out here tonight. But man, you know when you practice that first week of August and coach says, run across the field. You touch that white. You touch the white with your cleat every time you run back and forth. We're running gassers. You make sure you touch that line every time. And when you say, oh, coach, man, I'm tired, and your coach tells you, that 6 inches, that's the difference between you making a play in the fourth quarter and you not making a play in the fourth quarter. Humboldt made plays in the final 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, was there a few penalties by Eureka? Yeah. Did it take a extremely lucky bounce off of a player on an onside kick? Yeah.
Hey,
but you know what?
It's the game, man. Like
that
it happens.
That's why when it comes down to in practice, you practice every single play like it's the last play you'll ever play.
Yeah.
It's because of moments like this where, holy cow, how in the world?
Ain't nobody seen that one coming like that.
How in the world? People for both fans for both teams left.
Yeah. Yeah.
With 4 minutes left, when Humboldt didn't get the fourth down conversion.
They thought it was all Eureka. They thought it was done.
People left. People thought, and this one is over. O-V-E-R, over.
Well, hate to tell you.
And somehow, Humboldt pulled that one out of their you-know-whats. And I'm pumped up. I'm shaking. I've calmed down a little bit. The lady that was sitting next to me probably didn't like that I dumped Gatorade all over her head. No, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't say I wouldn't do that. I would do that. But, man, an exciting night of football. Heck of a way to get the weekend started off. Makes me think that the Chiefs are just going to have a heck of a game Sunday. I can't wait for that one. I tell you, I get to go down on the field pregame and hold the American flag.
Yeah.
Boom. It's because of radio stuff. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just kind of right now we're waiting on Coach Wyrick to come up here. He's going to talk to us. I'm going to go on a limb and say he's probably not going to have a whole lot of positive things to say, except the fact that they won. He probably knows as well as everybody that was here tonight or watching, even listening. It was kind of an ugly night of football, but this was quote unquote football. And I know that somebody at home's probably saying, "What on earth is he talking about?" You practice all summer when it doesn't rain a whole lot, but it's hot. But when you get into the heart of football season, the weather starts changing. You got all these guys that are used to playing in the heat. It wasn't super hot tonight. It's mid-70s, cool rain. When you get into playoffs, it's cold. You get some snowy. Last year, Humboldt had 2 playoff games where it was cold and there was some snow. You prepare for football season, but then when football season gets here, you get all these changes in the weather. You had all these changes tonight, and I think that's why you saw quite a bit of sloppy football. You saw some bad snaps. You saw
some loose grabs because, man, their
quite
hands
a few
were so
fumbles.
wet. Yeah.
You got to also think, Eureka fumbled the ball twice in the red zone. I think you're focusing on your screen there. I don't know if you can zoom in a little bit.
That kind of just happened.
Nope. It doesn't like you. I'd say turn it around, but nobody wants to see our ugly faces.
Yeah, that ain't a lie. They might want to see mine, but no.
Whoa. That's harsh.
Oh, man.
Harsh, my man.
No, but hey, if there's anybody out there that would like to sponsor, for the Humboldt Cubs.
Yeah, we got a couple more sponsors.
Yes. Hey, get a hold of Larry. He'll be at the radio station at My Town Media, 431-3169, and he can get you all set up. It'll help us out a lot. It'll keep us going so we can keep doing. So we can go to basketball because I should be here.
Please
for basketball
sponsor us so
too,
you can listen to me complain more about how bad the officials were tonight. Not their greatest night. But hey, those guys, I hate to dog them because you got to also remember these guys work full-time jobs, and I know I dogged them during the game, but when it all comes down to it, these guys, they're working. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make bad calls. I suck at this, and sorry. I'm not the greatest play-by-play guy. First time doing play-by-play.
Oh, hey, this is my first time too. So
yeah,
hey, we're
sometimes
all learning.
the officials struggle. it happens.
Everybody
They made
struggles,
some
man.
good calls. They made some bad calls. It happens.
Everybody struggles.
Nonetheless, like I say, I think Eureka played a better night of football. We're going to ask Coach Wyrick. He's getting ready to come around the corner here, get some thoughts from him. But overall, just a good night of just physical football. And, man, Coach is soaking wet. I hope that's rain.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to hand it off.
Cody's got to wipe some sweat off. And,
He's
Coach, we'll get into a little more of the first half. Probably don't want to talk a whole lot about
No,
that. But first thoughts, wow. The final 3 minutes. Just give me a rundown of the final 3 minutes. How on earth did you pull that off?
Oh, you know, we were sitting there watching, and you're almost thinking with that new 40-second clock that is that clock ever going to stop? And we finally got it stopped, and we're sitting there. Do we use a timeout early when they got the ball? And then we made a good stop. They threw the ball for us. That saved another one. And, you know, got a penalty that put it down in there a little bit. And, you know, Havlin's sitting there telling me about the whole fourth quarter, maybe more than that. Coach, I can't run. I can't. So what do you do with a running quarterback? But we saw some things, you know, we just didn't have time. Most of the night it was, we got guys in our face. They were great up front all night, and we finally got a couple to pop just because it was stuff we were looking for all night, and we finally got a little time. Guys worked, and that's where we got a couple to pop there.
Okay, so I'll be honest with you right now. With about 4.5, 5 minutes left, I was up here talking about how Humboldt faced some adversity tonight. They hadn't played from behind a whole lot. Maybe this was a game they needed. You know, it's been a while since they lost a regular season game, blah, blah, blah. Put my foot in my mouth now. And then Eureka had it, and they had the 3rd and 15 play. And they threw a pass, fell incomplete. And when he immediately rolled out, I said, this is a mistake on the air. I said, this is a mistake. You got to run the ball. This is saving timeouts. And I said, if there's a miracle that can happen, that might have been it, because that saved a timeout. It did work because you had that 3rd timeout on the 4th and 12 play, which was kind of funny up here. I'm not sure if you could hear the fans. When Connor ran out of bounds at the 1-yard line, Eureka was cheering because he didn't score, not realizing he picked up the first down and stopped the clock.
Yeah.
But to me, that 3rd and 15 play, they were forced into a long situation where I'm sure for the coaching staff for Eureka, what do we do here? Do we run? Do we keep the clock going? Or do we take our chances and throw? They took their chances.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. But just talking about that, get back to the first half. There was a lot of chippy plays, especially in that first quarter. Had a player get thrown out. We couldn't quite see what really happened there. Just was there I don't want you to get too much in detail. I know that's tough for you. Was it just was there any dirty play going on or guys just playing hard?
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple that I think we thought we saw that maybe, you know, didn't get seen elsewhere, and guys are flying around, and you always want the calls going in your way.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I think a lot of it's frustration too on both accounts. You know, they want big things to happen, and we're not used to, you know, some of that adversity, which is good for us to get that, and so, you know, I think that's kind of played into that. And
Did Eureka do anything tonight that caught you off guard? I'll ask you that.
No, I mean, they ran the ball better than we thought. They really got off the ball well. You know, we saw a lot more passing on the film against Caney.
So and they had a lot of success throwing the ball.
Yeah, so we were kind of waiting for that, and they ran it better. They ran it more than we thought they would, and that might have played into the weather a little bit. So, again, same thing I've said for 3 weeks. You know, we've got to figure out some things defensively, and it's not just how much success we had last year and we were just spoiled with it. Yes, we were, but we're getting gashed on things. We're misaligned. You know, we got to fix those things, and that can't happen against good teams like that.
Yeah, it's super easy to compare things to last year, which try not to a whole lot. But you know, last year, I mean, 12 points was the most points you gave up in a regular season game. Here tonight, 32 points. Obviously, nobody ever wants to see that from your defense. But that fourth quarter, I don't know. I guess it was great to see the guys answer, because that makes you wonder, is this, we talked about in the first quarter, it was 16-0. Do these guys know how to play down 16-0? Because I know the last playoff game last year, don't want to bring up bad memories for you, but got down early and it was just, there was no answer. It was good to see. It took 4 to 3.5 quarters, but they finally had an answer. Was it, like you said, I know you said Connor told you, hey, I can't run, coach. Was that something that you're glad he kind of stepped up as a leader, saying we got to change something up?
Yeah.
Or is it, I mean, what?
Well, I think we saw it there too, and a lot of people won't see that. You know, we're in the huddle at the end of the game, everything's happening and everything, but you know, he steps up and says, "Hey, we got to make some changes in practice." You know, that we've seen. You know, a lot of people don't see that week to week. You don't think about Monday through Thursday. A lot of people just think about Friday, and we haven't practiced well since the season started. I mean, we've had 1 or 2 decent practices, but not what they were used to, and they've had leaders in front of them for that. So that was good to see, and I think, you know, the adrenaline kind of took over a little bit for them on those, and you know, we just kept preaching. You know, we're down 16-0. They came off. I said, "Look, guys, yeah, we were behind, but it's 2 scores. It's not. You're not down 40."
I know it was. I think it was the first possession of the second quarter. It's down 16-0, and you guys had to punt. And Connor went back to punt, and he was backpedaling, and he had his head down. And I told Cody, I said, "He just looks beat." I don't know if the players were expecting this out of Eureka.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, last year it was a totally different game. And so, yeah, it's kind of nice to see. It took 3.5 quarters, but some of those guys answer and stepped up.
Yeah, I mean, year to year, this is a completely different team, but you know, that's not what, you know, they haven't seen that from a Eureka team, which is great. You know, I'm happy for the Tri-Valley. I'm happy for Eureka because they've worked hard with everything they've been through. They deserve to have a good football team, and they are going to be a very good football team in that district. And so you can preach all you want. Hey, it's a different team, different year. We got to come ready to go, but some things set in a little bit. So I think that was part of it. And, you know, whether you never know how kids play with that and different things. So they kind of did. You could see some heads dip.
Yeah.
And we kind of, you know, some guys stepped up. Some coaches kind of got on some guys in a good way. Just, hey, pick your head up. You know, you're good. Like I said, we stepped in at 16-0. I said, it's 2 scores. This isn't the end of the world. Okay, we get one. We come back. We stop. We get another. It's nothing. So I think that's the biggest thing. And we kept talking. We already said it. The adversity here, that was a great game, a great thing to be a part of, and it's going to pay huge dividends down the road.
Definitely. So next week, I don't know if you're aware of this, about 7-8 miles south of here, there's a pretty nice football field. You guys actually get to play a game on it.
Finally.
I don't know if say there's a nice facility down there. Looking forward to your first one of very few home games, but finally a home game.
Yeah, and it's good to get back. It was kind of nice having the short one because, you know, we got a lot of guys who live around this area, you know, rural living, you know, country guys. And so it was fun for them to be here. I'm not going to lie to that. You know, I think a lot of guys kind of look forward to it, but it's still not home. You know, you don't have the same relax. You don't have your locker room. You don't have your field, you know. So, yeah, it's going to be great to get back and also to get in district play.
So, yeah, Jayhawk Lynn next week. Last I saw, they were they were leading Pleasanton. I don't know if you know their schedule. I can't remember.
I believe that would be. I know they play, and I don't think they've played yet. So
I think that was right. Yeah, they were leading Pleasanton 14-0 was the last score I saw. Sorry. Do you know anything about them yet? I know you've probably just been focusing on Eureka.
No, I know they had some good seniors last year, so it'll be interesting to see where, you know, they've had a kid at quarterback. His name slips my mind right now, but he'd been a 2-year starter for him after that, a very good one a couple of years ago, and you know, they've had some good athletes, had some different, really good running back, one of the best we saw last year. So it'll be interesting to see who slides into those skill positions. And you know, like I said, we're looking forward to being home. We're looking forward to getting to districts and going from there.
Well, Coach, congrats on the win tonight. It was a big win for sure.
Fun for a little bit.
Feel free to go back and watch. I know the fourth quarter was exciting here. Disregard the first half.
Yeah.
There was emotions running high in this whole booth, and we were chirping at people. But it was fun. But congrats again on the win. Go get another one next week, and we'll see you next Friday.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
That was head coach Logan Wyrick. Good to talk to him. Wiping off his headset. Good to talk to him. I know he's pumped about this win. This was a very, very tough Eureka team. I know he didn't admit it, but I think they kind of caught Humboldt off guard just a hair. They came out, they were firing all cylinders, took a 16-0 lead, but Humboldt's, pulling off a heck of a win, going out of here 3-0, and finally, finally going home for a game.
Home game.
Getting to play on the
Friday.
turf. Cody, any other thoughts on tonight's game or next week?
No, man, I just tonight, man, they played their butt off, man. They really
my heart was
did.
pumping, I know that.
They really did, man. Tonight is like we were talking about earlier, man. It's probably going to be one of their best games of the season.
Yeah,
so
that was probably their toughest one so far,
next
for sure.
week, let them come out, do the same thing. Hey, even better next week, and let's get that.
Yeah, Jayhawk Lynn next week, and that'll be at home next Friday, 7 o'clock. Come out, support your Cubs. If you can't, Feel free to listen to us. We'll be on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, also on KKOY.com for the live stream. We love all your support. Speaking of the support, the sponsors that we do have right now, thank you guys. None of this would be possible without any of you. We appreciate everything you do. If you've been listening, if you appreciated everything you've heard tonight and you thought, I want to help out, please feel free. Cody, the phone number?
431-3169.
Or just go to the radio station at Cherry and Plummer in Chanute. Larry's there a lot of the time. Sure, he would do anything to help you.
Yep.
Help you help us. That's what we want. Help you help us help these kids get the notoriety they deserve.
Anyways, Humboldt Cubs win 38-32.
38-32 was the final score. Also, big thanks to Destiny. She was a huge help back in the studio. She did a great job tonight. Hey, go Chiefs. Got a guy in here with the Chiefs shirt on. He's the man. Chiefs play Sunday at noon against Baltimore. That'll be a big one. Feel free to tune in. That one's on CBS. Until then, we're going to sign off, and we will see you next Friday at 7 o'clock. You've been listening to Humboldt Cubs football on AM 1460, 99.9 FM, and KKOY.com.
And we're out.
We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the Humboldt